Fine. What's going on, guys? We are back for our next session of Lordly Caliber. Van is out sick. Colin is terra incognita at the moment. Colin, hurry up and get here. So for now, it is just Donald, it is just Sarah, it is just Kane from the Interplanar Crossroads, and it is just Joe. Joe is exempt from the hero point recollection and gets his hero point because he took off halfway through and was very sick. So we'll just roll. Well, I can type roll. We'll just type roll d3. 1d3. Boom. Somebody just signed in. Oh, Joe just signed in. Okay. Donald, in character reflection for your hero point, sir.
Okay, so what is going through Lucia's mind at the moment? She should be happy that there's a lot of dead enemy bodies for her to do her necromancy experiments on, but she is definitely down in the dumps with the div ruining her day. She is quite glad that Golden is not in the area, or else if he did see her like that, this would definitely ruin any chance at romance with them. So yes, Lucia have a inner emotional conflict issue, which I usually don't play these type of characters due to that.
You don't play characters who have emotions normally?
Yeah, I mean, I usually play. I characters I usually play are goal focused, happy, free. I don't give a care type of people, but Lucia is a different personality type. I'm trying out. So yes, playing more of a somewhat emotional character is a change for me.
Fair enough. Alrighty, take your hero point, sir. And I guess I'm gonna even Sarah odds Kane. Even Sarah. Sarah, in character reflection from Emeritus for your hero point. You have the floor.
Okay. Hold on. There's too many cords. I'm trying to adjust myself so the microphone can pick me up louder. But I have like my headphones are connected and my phone's plugged in on my lap, and I'm trying to turn myself and it's getting tangled up.
Everything is terrible for everyone. Donald has feelings. Sarah has cables. Anyway, go. You have the floor.
Meredith is relieved to be done with the combat because that was a whole new level of nerve-wracking fighting that he hadn't experienced yet. He's not a proficient in military battle planning, all that stuff. So this is, I want to say it's like entirely new for him, but it's something he's less experienced in than others. So he's just feels weird, and then he's feeling weird because he's dealing with all these feelings he's having, and it's a rough time.
Fair enough. Take your hero point, and Kane, take us home.
Well, that's very I'm very I'm not entirely sure I'm not dead, actually. I'm very surprised. I think maybe what I'm experiencing right now is the last 4 seconds of my life stretched out into eternity. That giant monster actually cut my head off, and this is all a dream. It's a shame Medea died. I actually kind of liked her. But why? I mean, if this was a dream, I figured Lucia'd be dead, though. I suppose this can't go on forever, so I'll just have to wait and see whether or not this all ends. But assuming it's not a dream, that was really fucked up. All of that stuff that happened. Everyone's dead but us.
Fair enough. Take your hero point, sir. And yeah, he speaks correctly, and I'm mostly saying this for Joe's sake because Joe took off sick in the middle of last session. You guys, the snowstorm lifts. The div have, by and large, all turned to snow around you, and everyone who is defending Fort Ligos alongside you guys is dead around you. Your entire battalion from your time running around northern Qadira, Lieutenant Malik, all of his forces, and like as far as you can see, just stretching out around you. Nothing but dead and snow floating around the battlefield. You guys have the floor.
Okay, first thing first, I would go to Poe to see how he is faring.
All right. Pogue is upset, and Xandu is what is a big fancy word for psychically indisposed at the moment? That's what I'll say. Unless he might show up. Pogue is out sick. Pogue is sad and inconsolable.
Okay, I guess with the amount of bodies, I would going to begin looking for any enemy drakes I could use.
Okay. You guys, you don't have a map right now. We can go back to the fort map if you guys ever want it. But right now, it's just kind of the only enemy bodies you see around you are members of the Taldan phalanx and piles of snow.
Okay, so the dead phalanx and dead enemy troops. I have a big holding, so I'm going to begin to loot enemy gear for my apprentice.
Okay, understood. They all have pikes. They all have long swords, heavy armor.
Okay.
Big shields.
So when you say heavy armor, what type of heavy armor? I'm just writing this down.
Probably like a breastplate.
Okay, so cool. I'm going to loot breastplates, spike, and miscellaneous other weapons they would have for my apprentice.
Gotcha.
And then go to someone else.
Alrighty.
Faith, have mercy if she tries to raise undead right in front of me. What do though not to be too full of myself, what do some of the important NPCs have on their bodies?
Well, at the end of last session, Pogue had looted Malik. Pogue got a bunch of magic items that were yet to be identified, and I don't remember exactly what those magic items were. I'm just now remembering that they had them. He has them written down somewhere, and we would identify just now. That giant Div's sword is still around. It's Ennerling could probably wield it when Ennerling is in battle mode. It's certainly too big for Emeritus or Pogue or Lucia, or certainly that poor Raven that was kicked around in the sandstorm.
We'll put it in the back of a wagon.
Understood.
What about Medea?
What about Medea? All right, yeah, sure. Roll the percentage dice. Let's see how well stacked that NPC who is always doomed to die. Oh god. Okay. Medea has a magic scimitar, a magic, and I say this because they're all glowing with magical auras. I'll roll a d4 to see how many magic items I'm going to throw at the party. Okay. A magic scimitar, a magic cloak, and a magic, we'll say a magic amulet.
Okay, I want to... does anyone want me to examine these items for their potency?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So total 23.
Alrighty. Medea has a +1 keen scimitar, a cloak of... I think I said a cloak, didn't I?
Mm-hmm.
The cloak of resistance +2, and a amulet of mighty fists +2. It looks like it's just geared for a +2 enhancement bonus on natural attacks.
So...
the cloak would be useful for Enderling, considering he has 2 low saves.
You don't have one yet?
No, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I have a headband, I have a belt, and I have a amulet of Mighty Fist +2.
Well, I'll hand that off to you then. I'm trying to remember what spell it is to ask a soul if they want to come back to their body before they spend all the money.
It would be speak with dead. If with the downtime, if it would only take me about 2 hours to make a scroll of speak with dead, and I could use it if the party wants to go in that direction.
You guys think you might have a couple hours? It's pretty quiet.
Yeah,
Okay.
I've still got some money left.
A couple hours until what?
Until he can make that scroll.
Oh,
I'm just getting everyone's opinion if we want to go with that route or not.
Because depending on how much money I have left, I'm willing to catch some reincarnates out of pocket.
I'm willing to help cover part of the cost as well. I mean, I can have my familiar make it. It shouldn't be much of a problem for them.
If I can find out where the last time I wrote down my money was.
So how much would so I'm just curious mechanically, how much would a reincarnation cost?
Reincarnation's like 1,000 gold, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, so and then the scroll, it's what level is the spell?
Druid 4, Shaman 4, Witch 5.
So it would be like about 1,000 gold, so about a day time for either me and my imp to make.
Oh, if we were gonna wait till tomorrow, I would just cast it myself.
If everyone want to see if Medina want to come back, I will help make the scroll and use it the next day.
It's a thought.
Tommy, is there any Drake bodies in the battlefield?
You could probably find some. You'd have to, like... You would need to leave the fort and start, like, exploring around you to find them. There's none, like, conveniently laying right behind you.
What about my imp? I would have my imp search the battlefield for any enemy Drakes.
Okay, yeah. You can certainly do so.
Okay, so...
We'll say it... I'll roll a d4 for... Not initiative. I'll roll a d4 for hours. It'll take a few hours for your imp to come down and back. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
Okay. I need to actually drag my... Oh, my familiar perception rolls are not in the macro, oddly enough.
Weird.
I guess I have to... Yeah. So, total 19.
Total of 19. Okay, I'm going to renege that. It's going to take it 3 hours because I'm remembering there's Drakes dead, like, immediately outside the fort.
Yeah. The thing is, I want enemy Drakes, not ally Drakes, because the deal with Mufasta.
Okay, fair enough. In that case, your Raven Imp, it's awkward, takes off into the desolation, and I'm not going to auto pass the 3 hours right now in case anyone wants to do anything else. But you will have the results in a few hours.
Dun, dun, dun.
Okay. It is a shame that I don't have a bag of holding to dispose all the div bodies I need.
Our divs are extra planar, right?
Yeah.
The low...
Their bodies disappear when they're slain, don't they?
Presently, they are gigantic piles of snow all over the place.
Okay. Oh, so I can't use the dead div body. That's a shame. I thought I could.
You're not entirely sure. Well, no, you rolled a natural one somewhere and you think the snow is worthless. Yeah, never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Forget I said anything.
If the divs, I could get bones from it, or use the spell Decompose Corpse, I would have had to use those bodies for necrocrafting purposes. Yep. So I would probably, for the hours past, I would pray to the dead, giving them their last rites, effectively.
Okay.
And then probably would go about beginning to make the scroll speak with dead.
Alrighty. Anybody else got anything?
I'm just trying to find where my money is.
Francis frantically pats his robes trying to find his coin purse.
Hey, Macarena.
I just want to know where the gold at.
Classic adventurers.
Tommy, I just want your opinion. So if I do find more the necessary bodies for necrocrafting purposes, can I just do that after making the Drake? Making a Drake minion then?
And
for
then just
those
like
stat drops?
necrocrafting the stuff onto that Drake.
Yes.
Yeah, that's fine by me.
Cool.
I just realized that we're standing on the battlefield of, like a recent battlefield. Yeah, so people have started looting allies' bodies.
No, well, you guys have. Other than that, no. You guys are like very much the only people who are alive.
Yeah, I know.
What are the odds?
Enderling is not going to use that cloak of resistance. He's going to put it back on the body of
Back on
what's her
Medea.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll reward an action point for that, I think.
Kind of. I don't know. I'm not going to be. I've probably just ended everything, so I'm back to normal.
Mhm.
I probably won't be. I won't ask, but I'll kind of like, I guess, be like disappointed, like father stance over her body, and look at who's ever taken stuff off of her body.
You would
I'm only
probably
holding it in case she doesn't want it back.
you would probably see Lucia giving Medina her last rites throughout the hours. I'm curious. So, are there any dead
Enderling doesn't understand, nor does he care.
Are there any dead mages or any arcane magic users
Oh,
among
for sure.
the?
Yeah, all those guys that were scrying and doing divination stuff, yeah, they're dead behind you.
Are they allies or enemies?
They're friends.
Okay, I'm not going to loot them.
Okay.
What about enemy arcane users? Were there any?
There doesn't
to loot?
You can make a perception check.
Okay, cool. So, okay, so 10.
Not really. It looks like it was just grunts and evil outsiders for the most part.
What a shame. What about magic items
You
on
guys
the
have,
other day?
you guys have pretty much picked up all of them.
Okay,
Well, I mean, we talked about the divs, Falchion. Yeah, so that's pretty much everything.
Mhm.
You think you might be able to go get stuff off of Mira, actually, I should say.
Found it.
Off of who?
The Pogue's dead gnome girlfriend who's lying out in the middle of the field.
most of the gear I can't use, and I'm not going to disrespect her like that. Lucia
Alright.
will have certain lines she will not cross.
Yes, see. So are we passing 3 hours while the scout returns and the scroll is created? Is that what I'm hearing?
Kind of. Enderling's going to watch this guy. Oh, that first one was the roll I meant to make.
Okay, I was going to ask why we rolled it twice. Is there something you're looking for specifically?
You know what I'm looking for.
I really don't.
I'm watching the sky over a battlefield.
Oh, yeah, you're looking for the Valkyries. Okay, yeah, I'm with you. Okay,
He just wants to look at.
I don't want to get fucked by him.
he's just laying on his back looking at the clouds for 3 hours.
Oh, it looks like a bird.
Sarah, you got anything?
I'm probably just gonna be like feeling her like quiet and awkward because, like, for the first time, Emeritus is feeling like sympathetic to the dead because before and he didn't really feel that way, and now he does. Now that he has feelings.
Fair enough. Alrighty,
Now
so
that my cold synth heart has opened up to
now that you've
feelings.
discovered, like, you've been awakened.
beep boop.
Beep, boop. Alrighty, so the 3 hours pass pretty uneventfully. Enderling doesn't see any Valkyries. I will say in about 3 hours between the div at the fort and what you imagine are other div across northern Kadira, essentially, like, the wind, which is still actively, like, making a pseudo snowstorm, picks up their remains and spreads it out in such a way that that the plains have kind of like a light dusting of snow, I guess. Yeah, not enough to be inconvenient, not enough to, like, where all the drivers are going to panic because it's the first snow of the season or something like that. But it's definitely, like, this is probably the first time it's snowed in this part of the world this early in the year in a very long time. No Valkyries appear, no anything appears, really. You guys are just kind of left to your own devices. 3 hours pass. Can I get a check for that scroll? As if, like, I'm trying to buy it from you. I need to check for that.
Okay, so let's see. It would be DC 20 plus a spell level. So I'm going to use my hero point to actually increase the I'm going to use my hero point to
Increase
make
it
this
by 4?
yeah. So that would be the DC to
Okay, yeah.
make the scroll speak with dead.
Understood. You have your scroll. Your Imp Raven returns. The Raven has a lot to say. I don't exactly know what your fly speed actually is because I don't have an imp's fly speed memorized off the top of my head.
It would be 50 feet.
Oh, okay. I thought you were a lot faster. Okay, so in the 3 hours, your imp reports that most of the battlefield is pretty much the same as this. The instant fortresses and the walls of stone that had been erected are all in ruins. There's bodies everywhere. Nobody's moving. The farther out you get, especially as you cross over into Taldor, your imp comes upon. It starts out as just kind of like a humanoid finger bone here, a humanoid maybe even a whole forearm there. But eventually your imp has come upon, imagine, if you will, a can opener, not I guess you could take a mechanical can opener and attach it to the top of someone's breastplate and just go to town. But I'm thinking more the ones, the little handheld ones that kind of form the little, half oval. As if somebody had done that to somebody's armor all over the place, just, metal armor in ribbons, essentially, covered in blood and gore on the, Taldan side of the border, stretching for miles and miles and miles and miles.
So these armor, is it more breastplates?
Breastplates and better.
Okay, so is there any armor I could mend? I'm thinking of best armor I can get for my apprentice.
You could fix it, but you'd have to go out there.
Okay, so
it's definitely nothing is broken beyond repair, mostly because you're a wizard. But it's super rough for sure. It's not like a tiger got a hold of it and just tore it apart, as if something had almost exploded it from within. You don't find any enemy drakes. The only enemy stuff you come across is piles of snow and members of the Taldan phalanx.
Is there any drake riders I could talk to? Could potentially talk to that did not partake in the fight?
Your imp is unaware. The only living creatures that your imp has seen are you guys.
Okay, that's going to be a problem getting the drake. So, does anyone want to accompany me into the battlefield to loot more potential useful gear for our troops?
I mean, I'm not against it. The less stuff they're wearing, the better they feed the soil beneath them.
First of all, what troops? Second of all, no, we're not looting anyone's bodies.
Says who?
Says me.
Yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth getting into it with the drug addict.
Shots
it is
fired.
not. It is no worthy effort. Here.
You guys do have that speak with dead scroll though.
Yeah. So do we want to use it now?
I mean, I'll use it now.
Oh, I actually do have a spell prepared. Read magic. So the DC is 13 for this.
Okay.
So
and you beat it by a mile, yeah.
Yeah. So
well, read magic makes it so you don't have to roll that.
Yeah. It is DC 10 plus the level of the spell. So yeah, almost a natural 20. So what are the questions that the party have?
Well, first things first, Medea does get a will save because her alignment is not lawful evil. She might pass.
I mean, we are associates, so would that help?
Who cast this? Lucia cast this? Lucia made this roll?
Yes.
What is Lucia's intelligence modifier?
It is plus 5.
Plus 5, so this is a DC 19 will save? Yeah. And I add that. Okay. So, yeah, she doesn't pass.
Cool. So, what are the questions everyone want to ask her?
This only works for one corpse, right?
Yes.
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm thinking one question should be, does she want to come back?
That was going to be the first question I asked.
You guys have 3 questions.
Well, do you want to come back? It may not be in the body you're used to.
She She just kind of like slowly shakes her head no. Speak with dead doesn't let you talk to her soul. It lets you talk to the body. Oh well, yeah, it lets you talk to the body. So the body probably nods yes, like fervently.
What about Paul? Would he be okay with her being Would Paul be okay with her being reincarnated again?
This is not Pope's girlfriend.
No, this is the Lamia.
Oh, okay. So,
Donald Trump be
let's.
okay with it.
Oh, okay. I thought this was her. Okay, so the Lamia. So she is perfectly okay with being reincarnated then.
Her body is.
Okay.
Mhm. Yeah, you're not talking to the soul.
Oh, I did. That's why I asked. Like, I don't think I have a spell for talking to her soul.
It's called plane shift.
That sounds expensive.
You guys have done it like 3
It's a
times
fifth
this
level
campaign.
spell.
You're fine.
And then I don't know. What else do we ask her?
Let's see.
I know he doesn't have any questions.
Is she picky? What form she may be?
Is that your second question?
Yeah, it's just a question I have on my mind. If everyone is okay if she is picky with what body.
The only question I wanted to ask was, do you want to come back?
If let's see, she wants to come back, which is a yes. I don't have any other questions I want to ask.
Okay. Anybody else?
Enderling already said no.
All right, Sarah, you have any questions you want to ask? In that case, the time expires and the body goes back into the sad death state.
Rigor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or the sad death state, I suppose.
So I want to say during that 3-hour time period, I didn't do anything important, but I did begin like unpiling the bodies.
Okay.
So they were like next to each other. They were instead of in a, the heap that forms in the heat of war.
Sure. Gotcha.
War heaps.
You.
Call it battle piles.
And Enderling is all about them.
So for the reincarnation spell, do we need to make that as a scroll and then use it, or can the party?
No, I'll just cast it tomorrow.
Looking
Okay,
over at
cool.
the druid.
Okay, so how much gold do you have on your person at the moment?
A little over 4 grand.
Okay, so how about I cover half of 1K and you cover the other half?
That works for me.
Okay, cool.
Okay. So is there anything else you guys want to do today?
I am mostly out of spells. I'm just barely conscious.
How much time do we have until it is no longer daylight hours?
You guys probably have like 2 or 3 hours. It was around like middle of the day when the sandstorm kicked up.
I would probably begin making a few more first level scrolls for my own use.
Okay. Anybody else?
I just want to go to bed.
Alrighty. In that
Probably in the
case,
same boat.
yeah, you're pretty
It
much
was-
out of spells too, aren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Alrighty, in
I
that
would-
case, the night passes uneventfully. Nothing happens, nothing shows up, no one shows up. It's really just like eerily quiet the entire time, pretty much. The morning dawns, everyone gets 8 hours rest worth of hit points back, everyone gets their spells back.
All right.
Cool. First thing first, we should tend to our Lamia friend issue first.
Okay.
Hmm.
So am
So
I
do we-
hearing that as Francis casts Reincarnate targeting Medea?
Yes.
Alrighty, the spell fails.
No.
Wait.
All that money gone.
Let's see. What is? I'm thinking of using my action point if that would help with the DC.
It would not. It's not a like he didn't have to roll anything. It just straight up fails.
Yeah, if the soul doesn't want to come back to the body, the spell just fails.
Yeah, that's pretty common knowledge. You guys know. Well, is it common knowledge? Let's have everybody roll like a knowledge religion check. It's probably mostly common knowledge, but I want to see people roll high or low.
I don't have
I get a 10.
You got a 10. Donald has used his.
Lucia doesn't fucking know anything about death.
Yeah, apparently Lamia didn't want to come back. It seems me and her are not friends.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Oh, Francis knows nothing about death. You know nothing of death.
Ugh.
You merely adopted the death.
I've only been almost beaten to death twice in the last 2 weeks.
Yeah. Does Francis want to use his hero point?
No.
Francis. Okay. All right. Okay. So.
I'd like
All I
to
know
remain
is this
ignorant.
bitch took my money.
Alrighty. So I'm gonna say
Beat her up.
between the priest and the guy who knows this as mostly common knowledge, it's pretty well known that a soul has to both be free and willing to return. If the spell failed, Medea is either not able to return or does not want to. That question remains unclear. Lucia nat ones and thinks that it's 100% okay to reanimate Medea's body and it won't violate the contracts. Francis nat ones and Francis, what am I going to do? I have two ideas for Francis.
I'm taking her shit.
Higher than 50 is the worst of the two. I'm going to roll percentage dice, and I get an 83. The spell costs you, instead of 1,000, it costs you 1,500. You're not sure why, but you needed more of whatever resource. What does reincarnate use? Oil's worth 1,000 gold. You needed, it started to fail, and it crosses your mind that you needed to pour more oil on her body in such a way that now you're at 1,500 gold.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and Annalie's going to hold a standard action.
Donald, you are
Standing
completely
over Medea's
convinced
body.
it's totally fine to bring her back as some kind of undead.
Okay, I'm going to do a intelligence vote to see if this is a good idea. Thinking my actions through twice.
Okay, sure, that's fine.
I know Pathfinder doesn't have intelligence have stat rolls for just stats alone.
You're fine.
So 11. Oh, I'm thinking
They're very rarely used, but they do.
I think maybe it's a good idea, but have to think on this more.
No, you are 150 million% convinced that it's okay to bring back Medea's body. You're not from here. She's a dirty beast race. You don't care. You are a Chelish noblewoman. This is far above you. As far as the intelligence check goes, you know that Ennerling has a problem with it.
Okay, so probably going to take his advice and not pursue that. I don't want to cause any more party arguments than I need to.
Okay.
Carry a big stick and a lot of advice.
Lucia is good at using magic and knowing things. She cannot survive a fight against you. She could if she prepared properly, in theory.
I don't have pit spells or fly, so I guess I'll fold up all of her things and lay them against her body.
Okay.
Tommy, so besides for the breastplate and spike I picked up from the body, would you say I could have up to 50 pounds of martial gear for my apprentice I can choose potentially?
Oh, at least, if not much, much more. You seem to be pretty limited in that regard, only by how much time you want to spend going out and picking up amongst the corpses of the enemies.
Okay, so I will pick about 60 pounds of gear for my apprentice up.
Okay.
So we've spent a lot of time just standing here picking things up and just looking at dead bodies and trying to speak to them. What's our actual plan?
Well, hell if I know. I thought we were all going to die.
Did we get any other orders from Mufasa besides just go here and fight?
The orders weren't from Mustafa, they were from Mercutio, and it was hold the border from the Taldor counterattack.
I mean, fucking successful. There is no counterattack.
That is definitely the thought, yeah.
Do we counterattack? Counterattack of 6?
Hey, just
I know it's down. Anything to get out of this fucking prairie.
Okay, fair enough. I agree with that. Anything to get out of this fucking prairie.
Anybody else?
pff, as much as I do enjoy the fort, we need to move.
Alrighty.
What for it?
Yeah, the fort is pretty messed up. It's I'll cycle you guys back there real, because you guys are technically still at the fort. I just changed the map because the map isn't relevant. Where is my fort map? It's all the way on the other side, isn't it? No. I've misplaced my fort map. Everything is terrible. Well, in layman's terms, well, not in layman's terms, but basically what went down is the wall is broken in like 6 or 7 or 8 places. Ignore the snow. It's not that snowy. There's the fort map. Basically where you guys see like things that are chopped up, or like I scribbled through the entire eastern wall here. You imagine like go farther to the west, it's broken down, maybe even some in the south as well. It's arbitrary, but I will delete this square because that spell has definitely expired.
It's all just dried up brambles now.
Dried up brambles with bits of stone golem like strewn in the middle.
And dead men.
And dead men, yeah. So did we have a certain direction we wanted to go?
Taldor word.
So just north for an hour?
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, that works for me.
Yep, let go in
Alright,
direction.
let's go Bing. Alright, you guys head north.
I will. Does anyone want my familiar to actually scout ahead?
It's probably not the worst idea.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
it's not.
I
That
am just
sounds fine.
thinking.
Assume we did that.
So 17.
Little shitbird? Yeah, send him out.
My bird is fine.
Alright, let's get a perception check from everybody else too.
Okay, so I actually rolled better than my familiar. So 26 for me and 17 for the bird.
You did it.
I just made a perception check, or not perception, intimidate check.
Stop being a bird, you are an imp now!
You sound like super mutant.
Why not?
My bird, my imp, think he is a bird because, well, he probably was a bird in a previous life. Or was a familiar raven in a previous life that
Previous
was
lives,
made
how Asmodean of you. Anyway, waiting on that perception check from Francis.
Oh, sorry.
Tommy, so the spike, it is effectively like a spear?
Yeah, it's just a pike with reach.
Okay.
There
Alright.
it is.
So you guys, you begin moving out amongst the dead. It's, it gets really obvious really fast that what Lucia's familiar had reported back to you guys is completely true. Nobody's moving. It's been long enough that the snow is dispersed enough that you don't have to like wade through random snow piles where gigantic outsiders were. But there's definitely, like, you have to take a lot of time picking through bodies, picking past, like, swords that are half sticking up in somebody's hand in the ground. It is not long before you pass Pogue's girlfriend's body. Pogue stays at the fort. I'll say Xandu follows you, because Colin might show up. Xandu is just very quiet as he follows you.
I'm thinking we should collect Poe girlfriend so she can have a proper burial at the very least.
Okay. She is certainly not hard to carry, because she is a gnome.
She's also in 2 pieces.
She's also in 2 pieces. Yeah, I forgot about that.
I don't know if Enderling's angry or not about you taking your body from the battlefield.
We are giving her a proper burial soon. He would at
Does it
least
matter?
he would at least approve of this, at least giving them.
I'm gonna get a
burial.
will written up that says you better move my goddamn body.
But then it can't be collected.
You
I will
guys,
return
your
to the
body,
earth
but your
as was intended.
Your soul can't be collected.
you guys travel
Wow.
for like about an hour before I'm gonna roll a d4 actually.
I actually wish I actually brought the carriage and horse along. This would make travel much more easier.
It usually does, yeah. Alrighty, so about an hour passes, and then you guys you begin to hear kind of like a really, really faint, just "Help!" like just kind of echoing over and over again. You're not sure from where.
Fake?
Faint,
Oh.
not a fake.
A fake.
You haven't made your bluff check yet. You don't know that.
Someone's yelling help. Don't you hear it? Help! Help! This is covers up his mouth.
I want to know if this is a actual humanoid or a creature yelling help.
Okay, make a,
SCP 784.
Knowledge nature, I
What's
guess.
that?
yeah, knowledge nature can pull it off. That's fine.
Okay,
It's
so
actually fake. It's
13.
Meredith is practicing his ventriloquism.
You took that Slayer level, so you get ventriloquism everywhere.
I got a dummy riding with me.
That's your familiar. It's your dummy familiar. Okay, so 13 knowledge nature. It sounds humanoid. It's really muffled. It's hard to say. You would have to like look for it before you can pick out more than just like
How far away is the noise?
close enough you can hear it, but not like readily apparent anywhere.
I will have my familiar scout the area to see what is happening, so it will be invisible while doing this, not to be seen.
Alrighty, have your familiar make a stealth check.
Okay.
Bam. Okay.
Yes.
Looking good,
And then perception.
if you would.
So 13.
Your familiar can't find anything. Well, no, this thing's actively trying to find help. They're not too far away from you. There's a pile of rubble. And it seems to be that's where the sound is coming from, as if something had a bit of wall cave in on it, and that's why it isn't dead.
Okay, I tell the party what my familiar sees. Do you want to go there?
So there's like a partially collapsed what?
A wall.
Yeah, I'll go look at it.
So
Yeah.
so two votes to go.
Sarah?
No, I don't want to help.
Yeah, I'll help.
All right.
Friends.
So with your familiar's help, it's not hard to find that little bit of wall that has it's fallen on top of something, and that something just continues. Just help. That
It's Mr. Bill!
as you get closer,
Oh no!
as you get closer, like it becomes a little less muffled, but you think that's a little more like because you found it and you're closing the distance rather than like because something like has prevented it from being muffled essentially.
Okay, is that do you want like another knowledge nature or a sense motive or?
Your all's next action is up to you guys.
Let's see. So my familiar will check the scene to see if it's safe to go or not.
Okay.
Usually, Poe would have better perception than my familiar would.
Yeah, the perception guy didn't show up today.
Boo!
Yeah.
It appears to be safe. It appears there's just like a little small something or another trapped under some rubble.
All right.
What is the creature size? I'm just thinking.
It's hard to
How
tell with all the like rocks and stuff on top of where the sound is coming from.
That's fine. I'll just go look at it.
So who wants to go first? I am not
Me.
the.
I'm doing it.
Okay.
I'm not the best person to be asking for doing
Do you-
related stuff.
Let's see. What is looking at your character? How strong is he mechanically? I'm thinking of giving you one of my prepared spells to boost your strength a bit.
Oh, like what's my strength score?
Yeah, yeah.
It's like 12.
14.
Fair enough.
Okay. I'm going to use one of my prepared spells, both strengths, on you.
Okay, cool.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very swollen now.
He is.
Yes. So upon muscles, your muscles become more muscular. So instead of just normal double A muscles, it become triple A muscles.
Good.
I'm almost as buff as Endling now when he's not on drugs.
What?
What?
All I came back to was not as buff as Enderling now when he's not on drugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's all you need to know. No, Lucio bull strength me.
Why?
Because I'm going in first, I guess.
Yes.
Why isn't Enderling going in? Why aren't you sending in the person with regeneration?
Because you weren't here. You left us all alone, and I made a poor choice.
Okay, so we have the rock being quite strong going in first.
Francis does indeed approach the pile of rocks from which the sound is emanating.
I'll make a sense motive.
Okay.
I will
being
use
sincere.
I will use detect magic to see if there are any magical threats in the area I can sense.
Oh,
Alright.
legitimately, Joe, we asked who wanted to go first, and I didn't realize you were gone, so I volunteered.
I didn't realize you were gone either.
Oh.
Well, the sense motive, you believe that the person, and like the fact that there's a bunch of rocks and that's where the sound is coming from kind of reinforces that somebody probably genuinely needs help. Oh, there's Colin. He's messaged me, and now everyone's heard Facebook ding on OBS. Oops. Yeah. Today is Colin. Today is Thursday. No magic. They appear to be not trying to deceive you.
Okay.
All right. I mean, many hands make light work. I'm going to start moving rocks.
I have a crowbar to
I
help.
believe the term is many hands need light work.
Well, I believe both are apt.
I'll do that.
Enterling,
Right there.
while you
hands?
guys are arguing about the many hands and the crowbars, Enterling just kind of casually leans into the rocks and they like fall back the other direction. And underneath the rocks, in a little like depression in the earth, there's this little
Baby.
yeah, pretty much. I'm trying to decide if the little baby's race is in this high magic setting, his race is
If it's
different.
racist?
If his race is common knowledge,
Oh,
and it's
very racist, baby. Nelson Mandela was wrong.
it's a kobold.
It's a kobold?
Yeah.
I gotta see if this baby's racist.
Oh, look at the wee little lizard.
Harry just looks at it.
Wait, it's a kobold?
Probably looks delicious.
It's a baby kobold.
I say
The-
baby, but it's more like just come of age and still looks really young and is like really small for its size. Like even like kobolds are small. This is a particularly small kobold.
Oh, so
Is
it's
it
one of
blue?
Malcolm's characters.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a kobold? Okay, so
I think we just lost Donald.
Oh, well.
Its body is definitely pretty beat up. It's alive, but it's not doing well. It sees
He'll check.
Enterling do this and do this. It sees Enterling push all the rocks, and it kind of like it looks up and just help.
I helped.
Its body is still like really broken. It's obviously in a lot of pain.
Here comes a heal
okay,
check.
Woo!
With the natural
Dang.
20 on
What was
Sarah's
that
heal
noise?
check, Sarah realizes that she should just use positive energy instead of taking 1d4 days to administer long-term care, and it is successful.
Yay!
Nice.
Let me get my scalpel and my herbs and wait a minute.
I didn't know what kind of hurt it was.
Now you do.
Emotionally!
And, yeah,
Okay.
those rocks caused it a lot of emotional stress.
I'll just give
Those rocks
the
said some
power
very
back,
cruel
but it's
things.
just-
They're just
The rocks look like his dad.
really, really,
Oh.
really pissed off earth elementals that had to be used to build a wall. Anyway, Emeritus casts. The spell is free. Whatever it is you cast, somehow like a positive energy flows through you, and his body like cracks and creaks and turns and cavorts as it's like put back together, essentially, and all the bones are mended. And it just kind of looks up. Thank you.
Oh, disgusting.
It reaches its
Oh.
arms up, kind of like little baby trying to get a hug.
Oh.
What is
Alright,
the?
well, let's pick it up.
I want to know what is the kobold name?
Well,
We're getting there.
Wait, I need to give it a hug first. Before you ask its name, I need to give it a hug.
is that what you
Well,
want to
let's take it
Yes.
out of the hole
Okay.
first.
Make a reflex save, Sarah.
Shit!
Oh.
Betrayed!
This is how I put NPCs in for my wife. Is I make them cute and adorable, and then reflex save.
And then you stab her.
If the reflex save fails,
Indeed.
Hi, Colin. Congratulations on
Hi.
showing up to the game at an hour after. So,
Yeah.
Nice one, Colin.
Emeritus leans down to pick up this little beaten and broken kobold, and as he does so, the little thing kind of burps a little bit, and as it does so, a gout of fire just kind of like out of its mouth, and it catches you full in the face for...
Oh, adorable!
Wait, did we rest or no?
You did rest. You get your con mod back and then take 18 damage. And before
Holy crap!
and
That's not a belch.
before we go any further, Xandu, in character reflection from the last session for the hero point.
All right. Let's go. Well, shit, the alchemist was right. It does indeed look like it's going to be the end of the world. These div, all they want is death and destruction, and based on the outcome of this battle, it appears that though we are the last ones standing, they are the ones who have won the battle.
Alrighty, fair enough. Take your hero point, sir, and we are going to backtrack really fast. They cast Speak with Dead on Medea's body. The only question asked was, do you want to be brought back? The body said yes. They have 2 more. Is there anything you want to ask?
Is there anything I want to ask?
Yeah. I think that's the only major point you missed.
Xandu would want to ask, what the plan is for stopping the end of the world.
Okay. Medea in life had no idea the world was coming to an end. So the corpse probably just shrugs.
Yeah. You are asking.
Okay.
You're asking the body, yeah. And since that may not have been implicit, so go ahead and you can like renege that. That never happened.
Okay. Do we know how the div like got to this particular area? Like, was there a big gate that summoned them, or?
Okay. She will make a knowledge check. She rolls poorly. She knows that mortals can let div into the mortal plane. The material plane, she knows that they might like tempt mortals with offers of power only to corrupt them, but she doesn't know specifically how. More like specifically they showed up and then she died.
Got it. All right. How many questions do I get?
You have 1 more.
1 more. He is going to ask for any intelligence she might have gathered on what the div's plans were, where they might strike next.
Okay. She will make she's making an intelligence check, is what she's doing. She doesn't know for sure. She knows that like the end goal of the div is to bring down everything that mankind has built and cause chaos and havoc and suffering and all of that fun stuff, but she's not exactly privy to the wheres and wins, just the vat, essentially.
Gotcha.
Other than that, you have rested. I don't think anything else happened that would need your input.
Rested, healed.
You haven't healed, but you've rested. You've healed your
Okay.
con mod. There's no one's positive energied at you. Medea was attempted to be reincarnated. The spell auto-failed. Medea...
I did not have con mod that I lost. It was the charisma mod.
Yeah, you guys all have that. All the bestow curses floating around. Yeah.
Yeah.
So Medea has magic items. Enterling is opposed to looting the dead, but Lucia has looted a lot of like generic crappy soldiers. You guys are, until you found this little baby kobold, you guys were the only people like moving around alive, and it seems like you have all of northern Kadira to yourselves.
I would ask the kobold what it's doing out here by itself.
I'm here to fight!
Fight who?
As it says this, it kind of like molt is the wrong word, but its back kind of like cracks and creaks a little bit, and a pair of golden wings just kind of like pop out of its back and spread out. It's probably is Emeritus still trying to hold on to little baby kobold?
Are you asking me because I might need a reflex save?
No, I'm asking you because I need to know.
For reflex save purposes?
Answer the question, please.
Not, probably.
Okay. In that case, it kind of, nothing. It's going to make a CMB.
It's trying to grab me?
No, it's trying to escape your grapple. It would add, does a 30 break your CMD? Then
Yeah.
it kind of just like pushes on your shoulders and flaps up into the air. It looks very majestic and very proud of itself as it does this.
Okay.
Tommy, to figure out what type of creature this is, would it be Knowledge Arcana?
It could
Or
be.
Knowledge Arcana would probably be best.
Okay.
Fight
Zandu
who?
is curious as to what kind of kobold this might be.
A 25 Arcana.
The kobold is clearly a half dragon, and the bright golden wings that pop out from its body, it's clearly like the son or daughter of a union between a kobold and a gold dragon, and it just continues I'm here to fight! And it just kind of like begins flying around everybody's heads.
What is your
Fight
name?
who?
What is your name? So the kobold. So what is its name?
What is its name? Let's grab a random... I don't know if I can get a random kobold name generator on Google.
You probably can.
I needed a small race that could pass for cute, and I didn't want to do halflings because that's awkward with party composition.
I will get my advanced race guide to see what kobolds' names are.
Just break into that. Kobold name. Yeah, we got him in
Krieg.
spades. No, we're not stealing those.
Oh.
In the meantime, with
We're
Knowledge
not
Arcana...
going back to... we're not doing throwbacks?
Oh, we do throwbacks, but not with randoms. His name, he's just kind of like, as he flies around, my name is Zol!
Zol. So who are you fighting? Are you fighting the Taldins or someone else?
He flies down and puts his hand, like, almost entirely on top of your nose. It's clear he doesn't have, like, a premise for what is awkward and what is not. And the Cult of the Dawnflower symbol flashes on his hand.
Oh, you're an ally then.
Yep.
Well, you're by yourself, so why don't you accompany us for the time being?
Okay. And it kind of just, like, begins hovering around Lucia's head.
Okay. Part of me want to take him as one of my leadership followers.
It's possible.
He's adorable.
Actually, it might not be possible. Make a sense motive check, Lucia, if you would.
Okay, cool. So, I'm probably going to be terrible at this, as without sense motive, it is terrible. Okay, so 6 sense motive.
Okay, never mind. Forget I asked.
Okay.
I guess is the best way to word that.
Can I make a Knowledge Arcana to see what I know about gold dragons and why they might be involved?
Yeah, go for it.
So the 25 I got for Arcana. What do I learn?
You know that it's a half gold dragon because that was your question.
Cool.
Xandu's Knowledge Arcana, why a gold dragon might be involved. These guys are like the epitome of virtue. Other metallic dragons revere them as agents of divine forces and paragons of all of dragonkind. So it makes sense that someone who has draconic ancestry, especially this draconic ancestry, might want to show up and fight.
All right.
Especially
Makes
where
sense.
like evil outsiders are concerned.
Yeah, makes sense.
Well, he's a little late to the party, isn't he?
You guys can see there's a lot of snow all over. Like you guys are still on the battlefield.
Are the bodies actively turning into snow?
No, you've passed that. They're all the outsiders are snow. The Taldan forces are not.
The what? You cut out there.
Oh, boo. The div all pretty much as soon as they died, they all turned into snow. But the Taldan phalanx, all the like grunt infantry, they don't.
Gotcha.
Huh.
There's probably also like for every like 100 of them, there's a guy in a little bit better armor. Not necessarily like magic armor, but you get the feeling he's like a lieutenant or a captain.
So Xandu will sort of relay what he knows about Ragnarok and all these things turning into snow to the rest of the party.
Okay.
I do believe I know a way we can contact outsiders to help us in our hunt for information. I would explain how I can use the spell planar inquiry to give us more leads to learn more information if we want to go this route.
Okay.
Yeah,
And,
I did put the spell link in Discord so you can look at how it works.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yeah,
And,
it is effectively based upon hit die. It's 100 gold per hit die for a creature to get information.
Okay.
what exactly kind of creatures would we be inquiring from here?
Based upon what type of creature we want to summon or contact, we can contact any type of outsider in theory to get information for us. It could be a simple Archon to get information for us. I'm trying to think of other low tier outsiders at the moment that could help us.
An imp?
Imp, Kakodamon, what would be other good line low tier outsiders could gather information for us in theory with this?
Okay.
It's not a bad thought, but I think at the moment we should sort of get our bearings and figure out what we're going to do next.
True.
Well, we're headed north towards somewhere.
My familiar in the air. What does it see in north of us?
Have it make a perception check.
Okay. Uh, 27.
It sees more of the same. There's definitely like you guys are closer to ruined instant fortresses now. There's definitely like you don't have to just wander in the middle of a field. There's more places you could go, but it doesn't see any particular signs of life.
So it's more forts. So there are buildings we could, in theory, potentially use as temporary shelter.
Yeah, for sure.
Along the way.
Those buildings will have like walls knocked out of them. Yeah, but you could.
Okay. Okay, I would mention more of the same thing ahead of us.
You guys are probably only like up to the next wall, essentially. Like as you're moving north, not a lot of time has passed.
No reason not to keep walking.
Anybody want to do anything different?
Let carry on.
Alrighty. We will roll to see what happens. And I get a 5. Okay. Everybody make a perception check.
Shit. Here it comes.
Oh,
So 10 for me, and then my imp 13.
And the druid has the eyes of a hawk and the ears of a fox. Jesus.
Yeah.
Plus
Eyes
17.
of a hawk.
All right, so let's see here. Xandu is too busy having psychic stuff. Lucia is full of herself. But
Mm,
Sarah and Kane and Ennerling, you all,
Yay.
as you're making your way north, picking your way through again more bodies and over like broken holes in walls of stone, essentially, you come upon it looks like a little pine tree, which is weird because you guys are so far south. But a little pine tree, in fact, it is. It kind of like it kind of looks like it's like leaning down dejectedly, almost like if it was a people, it would look really depressed. But it's a pine tree, so it probably just looks like it's kind of like got weight in the top of it, essentially. So it's leaning a little far forward. But it's certainly like even if it wasn't doing that, it's really out of place.
I'm gonna make a knowledge nature.
Okay.
And another.
Well,
Oh, good lord! Yeah, I'll spend the hero point to reroll that.
there you go.
Uh,
You suddenly
I-
realize that reincarnate cost you way more than you thought it did.
I will aid you in that roll. So
All right, so I see a 27. 29.
so yeah.
29.
So add another 8
Okay.
8 to your
So-
roll.
It's weird for a tree to be this far south. Well, a tree of that breed to be this far south. What if it's not a tree? What might it be?
It could be a treant. It could be, if it's a treant, it's certainly a young one.
Mhm.
It could be, precedent exists for other leshies besides like vine leshies and gourd leshies and fungus leshies and stuff. Like, it's not unheard of for like a pine leshy from a small tree, although this is really big if that's what it is.
Mhm.
It could also be someone could have cast, no, I can't think of the name of the spell, but it's the druid's, I'm a tree, you can't see me, that one.
Oh shit, I'm a tree.
Yeah,
Tree shape?
Tree shape, yeah, that one. It could be a druid who's cast tree shape and is like sad, and is so sad that it's screwing with his disguise. And there's a million answers in between, but you're sure it's not just like, here's a random pine tree. You're in northern Kadira.
Alright, I'll go have a look at it. Oleg, come along.
Studio Ghibli noises follow you.
Did
north.
Did
See.
Oleg ever get his head back?
Oh God, I forgot.
Oh, yeah, so did I.
No, he
Does
didn't. He does not have his head back. He's able to function, but it's probably awkward. He probably like runs into the back of Francis's leg a lot as he's trying to walk.
We're gonna have to find you a new head. You're embarrassing.
So Francis approaches the tree. Does anyone not? I guess I should ask.
I would be in the back.
I'm not
Classic
afraid of
wizard.
being hit by a tree.
All right, you get there, and as you approach it, you can begin to make like bits and pieces of a face out on this thing, and you can confirm that it's just like it's a small tree, and it's leaning over because there's a particularly large rock behind it that like it's kind of like leaned back up against and is like slumping forward. The treant is dead. The treant
no.
the treant is surrounded by Imperial troops, and as you get even closer, you can see the Green Faith's holy symbol has been carved. Like, probably it's still a little bigger than Francis. It's probably about like 8-ish feet tall. This tree, so about like where Francis's head hits. There's the Green Faith's holy symbol has been carved.
Yeah, it says Francis is pretty short.
How short is short?
5'6".
So about at the 5'6" mark. Okay. There's also, as you get closer, there are around it. What do I want to say is around it? Like a fox here, a raccoon there. Nothing like super big and imposing like a bear or a wolf or anything, but all these like little small like woodland critters lay around it dead as well.
Probably followed the treant down here.
A logical conclusion.
Francis is just sort of open mouth, aghast at this. This is like, it's like, for him, it's like seeing the body of a child soldier. It's abhorrent.
Enderling checks the tree for Tulipaniden.
There are no Tulipaniden in the tree yet.
I don't even know what that is.
The
Though that
Taldor-
would have been a good idea, Joe. I didn't think about it.
the Taldor body, is it more the same infantry troops I see?
Is that 22 I see? Is that the perception check you're making for this?
No, that's the aid another for nature roll.
Okay, you can make another perception check if you'd like.
Okay, so
Bastards.
24.
Mostly, yeah, just Taldan infantry, except they have like their breastplate is kind of like caved in just below like where their pecs stop and where their like gut begins, as if some like massive blunt force had hit it there. You assume it's
Okay.
probably the treant.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I will be careful.
The treant is obviously dead, though, I should say. Bing.
I will be in the back. I do not want to get close to the tree or the dead bodies.
Okay.
So Zandu's gonna look over at this this little kobold gold dragon dude we got.
Zol does continue to follow you.
He's gonna look at Zol and go, do you happen to be able to heal at all, little one?
I fight!
I take it then you would not be able to remove some of the curses upon us.
Nope.
Meredith probably could.
I can actually do that for you. I did. I didn't prepare all of my spells, so during the travel I could remove curse for anyone.
Lucia has remove curse?
Yes, it's one of the necromancy spells I get to learn.
Remove curses is necromancy. That's weird.
Is it? That is weird.
I'm not saying I don't believe you. It's just
Huh.
like that is surprising.
And I don't believe I have any.
That
weapon
is abjuration.
curses.
That is not necromancy.
Yeah, it is abjuration. I thought it was necromancy spell. It was the previous edition I saw it.
Break enchantment. Oh, that's that's fine. I'm looking at bestow curse greater. I was gonna say break enchantment means the DC is 5 higher, but that's bestow curse greater.
Yeah,
But break enchantment will do it as well. Technically, so too would like restoration.
I don't have those other spells except for remove curse.
Okay.
So what's the party
Well-
choice in this?
Again, I have no way to remove it, so this is our only.
We have
Uh,
curses.
Zandu definitely has a curse. I think Lucia also had a curse as well.
Yeah, a lot of people got hit with remove curse last session.
I wasn't.
Man, Lucia got hit with she got hit with bestow curse and she got hit with touch of idiocy. Her charisma is like 6 or 5 right now, and her intelligence is not much higher.
Oof.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, touch of idiocy is what it was.
it was touch of idiocy, so it would have had worn off by then.
Touch of idiot, see?
Touch of idiocy. Does that wear off after a while?
Yes, it's 10 minutes per caster level, so it lasted for like an hour and a
Okay.
bit.
Gotcha. So,
So,
you're mostly fine.
Lucia
You're
was
just- everybody's going through puberty because they have awkward boils and blisters and stuff.
Aw.
dumb
So-
and fugly for a while.
So-
Yeah, she was. Those guys all
So-
could cast bestow curse and touch of idiocy stuff, and the idea was just spam it.
So how many people need me to use remove curse on them?
You and Zandu for sure.
I don't know if I have the curse on me.
Enderling
Okay.
doesn't. I didn't hit Enderling.
Wait,
No,
you
Enderling didn't
actually,
get hit.
wait, you used bestow curse? I thought it was just touch of idiocy only.
And bestow curse as well.
Oh, I didn't know about
The
that.
first neg 6 to your I think I hit your charisma, I'm pretty sure. No, I didn't hit your charisma. I would have hit your intelligence because that's your casting stat, but it was The little guys could cast Bestow Curse, and the Sebed could cast Bestow Curse and Touch of Idiocy, and when he ran out of Bestow Curses, he switched to Touch of Idiocy.
Oh, I didn't know you cast Bestow Curse. I was just thought it was Touch of Idiocy then.
Yep, a little bit of both. So you have... I'm pretty sure I would have hit your intelligence. Your intelligence is down by 6, and then everything else is worn off from Touch of Idiocy. And the third one, I think, had targeted Francis, and he passed.
Yeah, Francis did pass that one. So it looks like it's just Xandu and Lucia who have curses on them.
Correct.
Yep. So I will use the few spells I have for level 3. I didn't know about the Bestow Curse then.
So remove curse. Is that? Do you need to roll for that?
Yes, it is. It is a caster. Your caster level plus a d20 to beat DC, if I'm correct.
Gotcha.
How?
Okay.
So 14, I assume that fails.
That probably fails. Yeah. Yeah.
And
yeah,
then-
it does.
So okay. So and then on Xandu again. Okay.
Hero point. You don't have your hero point.
No.
Xandu has a hero point. Can I hero point to not die?
You're not gonna die. You're not gonna die. He actually casts Bestow Curse and hits like your wisdom this time.
Why am I wanting terrible now when I needed those certain rolls?
I'll say, what am I gonna say? I'll say you expend one more spell slot than you normally would.
Okay.
You get really upset that you can't get this curse gone, and you in a flurry of rage, you expend a little more energy. To
No,
not-
Yeah,
flurry of blows.
yeah. Yes, that
Hello.
would be something Lucia would do. It would be a strike against her ego.
yeah, it would. Well, what's our next move, team?
Continue north.
Norse, my friend.
Okay, so we
Try to find some shelter, I suppose.
leave the tree and the woodland critters laying around.
Well, there's nothing I can do for them now. They'll
Alright.
return to the earth in their own time.
Alrighty. Then we will continue north. I will roll another. I can roll a d5 now because almost everyone made it. What happened? I rolled a 1. Okay, so it doesn't take long. Actually, it probably happens like right now. As you guys go to leave, a pair of ravens kind of like manifest in the top of the tree. They just kind of like squawk into being, I will say. In kind of not like a flurry of feathers. There's not like a rain shower of black feathers all over the place, but just kind of like a faint pop, and then they're both there, just kind of squawking and carrying on.
What would I figure out? What type of what language is this, or are they just animal language?
Oh,
I can't.
they're squawking essentially.
Okay.
What did
I
you,
really-
Tommy?
What
Not
did you?
good with animals.
You're not good
What did
because
you-
you're a plant. They're certainly that ravens are important in your religion. You're not sure if it's those ravens, but they did appear out of nowhere.
She's taking this as a good sign until we start getting our asses kicked by something.
Hmm.
And then we take it as a bad sign.
Womp womp.
Squawk, squawk.
Yeah, they continue to just kind of like fuss at each other, fuss at you.
Oh, I can't talk to them. I don't even think
You nervous?
I don't even know if I'm allowed to take that spell.
I don't see why you wouldn't be.
I can't talk to them. They're birds.
Only plants. Only the woods. Where there's no roads.
There's no streets in the woods. There's no birds.
You
Yeah,
can't improve their attitude with wild empathy. Or wait, you totally
I can. I just take a minus.
Yeah.
Yeah, we gonna fucking do wild empathy the grass.
I mean, in
I
some
can
settings.
actually wild empathy the grass at no penalty.
It's okay, grass. The grass grows greener.
Good. You know they tell you you're supposed to talk to your plants. When Francis does it, it works though. Yeah, I'll cast Speak with Animals.
Okay, you do so, and as you begin casting it, the squawking turns into, well, they continue to squawk. They kind of like, they pause for a minute, they kind of like cock their head, and then they continue like squawking at each other.
Well, yeah, he'll address them. What?
They're just black parrots.
What do you want?
They keep squawking.
Who are you? Why are you here?
Tommy's having a nervous breakdown.
Okay, my familiar, he is not happy about these other ravens.
He
Actually-
cannot speak to others of his kind because he is an imp.
Oh, yep, there it is. I was gonna be like, wait, what level are you again?
Yeah, my imp doesn't like the other ravens. They are not pretty enough for him.
I guess that's my nervous
understand
breakdown
you
noise.
if you're willing to not be an ass. Well, that's a no.
Is that Sarah or Tommy?
Not me. I can tell you that for sure.
Sarah, make a
No,
raven noise.
the raven.
What?
Jesus Christ. Do you think that's what birds sound like? Not Pidgeotos.
Fuck off!
I'll put you in a ball. I will.
The ravens
That's why-
continue to squawk. They're not
That's why I hate
Pidgeotos.
animals.
Are you sure?
Positive.
Do a knowledge check to see if they are.
They're
Pokemon.
mine, they're not.
Pokemon!
No.
They're useless. I
Sarah
don't even
almost.
think they're fine.
Speaking
Almost.
of knowledge checks, you know, I think Zandu's gonna first try Arcana and then see if he can pick out anything with linguistics.
Okay, sure.
Just standing here staring at these fucking birds.
Yeah.
Just, is it speaking to us? No, you dumbasses. They're fucking
I've already
birds.
come to that conclusion. They're
The-
just assholes.
The linguistics check will inform you that they're just kind of making raven noises. Colin, what do you think it will say for me?
A will
They
save.
fuck
Huh?
you up, bro.
Yeah. The ravens are mad. They stare at
They
you.
say-
They cast things.
Fucked up
Really?
shit.
I don't need to know how to speak common to be a spellcaster.
Well, you don't.
This guy say
Uh,
boobity bobbity boop in a different language.
Yeah.
It works. Trust me.
Although it sounds like bibbity bobbity boop in every language, though.
24 or 10 if it's mind affecting.
I think it's mind affecting. Is it mind affecting? It's not mind affecting. It's just a 24. The ravens are illusions.
They are a
Hmm.
lie.
Cast by fucking who?
That's a good question.
Also, I
Yeah, dude.
interacted with
Yeah.
them.
You did, but you didn't choose to disbelieve them. You just like, well, yeah, probably.
You have to believe, man.
Like Tinkerbell.
Things are at work.
Men at work.
So they're an illusion. Somebody must have cast it.
Yeah,
It's fucking what's his Callan running around.
you don't see him.
Is that what we're doing here?
Oh, let's
All you
take
have-
another perception check.
All you have is Zol, and he continues to just, I fight! Anybody else want to roll perception?
Sure.
What do my janky magic eyes see?
The janky vampires see a lot.
Sure, I will examine things. So 21.
An
Or
empty
the-
battlefield, a treant's dead body, the dead body of several woodland critters surround it, and enemy soldiers, and 2 ravens that appear to be illusions.
Woodland critters, you say?
Yeah, raccoons and
Not
foxes
real,
and stuff.
man.
Wait, these ravens, they are illusions?
Yes, they
Yes.
are illusions.
Okay, I
Lucy's
would
just catching up.
I would mention they are illusions.
Xander already figured it out.
Yeah.
Oh,
Stop, they are illusions.
Guys, these are illusions.
oh, I didn't catch that
I'm
part
sorry.
earlier.
Shit's broke. Yeah, no. Why do you think I'm not sitting? Why do you think I'm not driving?
I can tell by how broke it was.
Yeah. This shit's illusions.
You know what Xandu can do? He can try doing detect thoughts to see where these might have, where somebody might have been who cast this. See if he can pick up anybody's whatever.
Pick up their whatevers, you know.
Okay.
Pick up a ping.
Yeah, you could. I love how Roll20 will just put that right in there for me. You don't.
Yeah.
The only pings you're picking up are from the ravens themselves.
From Detect Thoughts?
Fuck
Oh,
yeah,
I'm
bro.
sorry. I thought he said detect magic.
No.
Then in that case, you pick up the party.
I pick up the party, but nothing else, huh?
Right.
Yeah, all you pick
Even
up
within
from
a
Francis
60
is how much I fucking hate birds.
I can. Is
60-foot cone? Nothing?
Not a thing. Not a thing at all.
It's not a thing.
with my wizard knowledge, can I guess who made it or what type of wizard with the Arcana roll?
You can try. Yeah.
Okay, so that bestow curse is definitely going to hurt my spellcasting ability a lot.
Yes, it will.
I forget how powerful curses are.
Pretty good. Yeah.
So 14.
14. And Xandu for the win. Okay. Lucia is pretty sure that they're illusions. Xandu is beginning to, like, he puts two and two together a little more, and he kind of, like, Xandu believes that they're illusions, but they're, like, they've manifested because of what's happened here. They, like, no one cast minor image, but think think more like a haunt, I guess. They're not real, but they're here.
Gotcha.
That's fucked up.
We should keep moving then.
Party consensus.
Yeah.
I agree.
Alrighty. Zol continues to follow you. Just, fight! You guys can tell he's not the smartest. He just happens to have dragon powers.
Okay, I'm going to try to convince Zol to see if he wants to stay with us long term or not.
Make a diplomacy check.
Okay.
Everybody needs a line back.
Does anyone want to help me convince Zol to continue to be with us long term?
He does seem to like Emeritus quite a bit.
Okay, so I elbow Emeritus to help me convince him if possible.
Okay.
Okay.
So 23, and then assuming he helps me, I get a nice boost.
Not a bad boost.
Oh, not 124. Hold on.
That's a pretty good diplomacy check you got there.
Yes.
Okay,
I-
it continues to just, fight! But it looks at Lucia and Emeritus both considerably more favorably. It kind of has this big, awkward, toothy grin, and it kind of, like, it says fight a little too loud and a little, like, not like the full-on breath weapon, but a little, like, couple of embers come out of its mouth.
Okay.
You can ride on my shoulder if you want. So, like,
It lands on you. It actually probably, like, it can't land on the one. It would have to land on both your shoulders.
oh, he's big?
He's not big, but he's not that small.
He's like piggybacking on the back of your head.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay, that's fine.
Oh,
He's considerably warm, like, almost uncomfortably so.
Like a nice scarf.
But more like a nice, like, pan right out of the oven. Like
Electric blanket.
if you were to lean your head back and leave it there for too long, you'd burn the hair off for sure.
Okay.
Anyway, so as you continue to travel north, and this time you get considerably farther. You pass most of the outforts, most of the ruins now, essentially, and you probably, I am the GM. You definitely pass more, like, murders of ravens, just manifesting basically wherever there is a place that a raven can stand, and they just continue to squawk at you as you walk past. You guys get pretty close to the border, and then make a perception check.
I missed the very end of that.
You get really close to the border, and then make a perception check.
Okie dokie.
Woo!
Dang!
Okay, Sarah's sure this isn't real. Everybody sees,
Hey, it's better than the owlbear being sure it's not real.
yeah, someone who can communicate is sure that that is not real. You see, it's weird. It kind of like a little hairpin kind of manifests and like floats up out of the ground to sit like eye level. It faster than it should definitely be able to. Well, it shouldn't be able to at all because it's flying at your face. It flies at your face, collectively the party, buzzes around everyone, and then proceeds back to the south.
A what?
A hairpin. Like a very ornate, like almost like the size of like a small dagger hairpin.
Oh, okay, so an actual hairpin.
Yeah.
But don't worry,
What?
guys, it's not real.
No, like a turn.
Yeah, you guys
Fucking
suddenly...
I
Remember
wasn't
grade.
sure. I figured maybe you were using some archaic dialogue that I wasn't familiar with.
Oh, no.
Archaic Missouri dialogue.
It happens.
Y'all
It's
come
Dungeons and
call
Dragons.
One of them
Expand your lexicon, you nerds.
one of them hairpin turns. It ain't real though.
A Nurburgring appears. You gotta go. Going south.
Hell yeah!
Get in your fucking Audi A6.
Drift King.
Mid Missouri.
So the question is, why would somebody be trying to get us to go south? Or why would whatever's manifesting these illusions, or the illusions want us to go south, basically?
That is a good question.
I mean, does Xandu recognize the hairpin?
That is a good question.
Xandu recognizes it as something Emmy might wear, yeah.
Boom.
uh,
I was gonna have at least one good idea today.
You did it! That's your
Yeah.
one.
Yeah,
So you get.
that's okay. I can live on a quota of one per day.
So it's something she might wear, not necessarily that she has worn before.
Yeah.
So it doesn't mean a whole lot. It makes them makes them a little uncomfortable, though.
I have a thought. In character. Xandu.
Yes.
Now, I'll admit I don't know a lot about whatever it is you do. But I know that girl was important to you. And she's been asleep for a very long time. Is it possible she's trying to speak to you?
It might be. Apparently she has been manifesting psychic powers of her own.
Maybe we should get you back.
So let's
Is
look
well, she's in a demi-plane, right?
she's in a microcosm.
But physically she's in a demi.
Yeah, I mean like her body.
Yeah, physically she's in a demiplane.
She's in the basement
At
of the
least
Blue
last
Cobalt
we found.
Emporium, yeah.
Last I left her, that's where she was.
That's right.
So-
I left her in the basement.
You know,
Wait, is Arendelle still alive?
You have no idea. You haven't found his body.
Oh, shit.
Xandu,
So we
Xandu's
didn't.
gonna try sort of a sense motive to see if this might be her, and in addition to that, he's going to be saying like, "Emmy, is that you?" and sort of see how the illusions respond.
Okay.
Are we resting up?
They
Well,
don't
we're waiting for now.
they don't respond. Come to think of it, as you look around, the hairpin has disappeared. It's the sense motive, like I'll say, and again, you're sure it's not real. You're sure it's an illusion because I don't think Sarah's withholding that.
I am not.
There you go. You're sure it's not real. but you also like you're sure now it's not intelligent.
It's not intelligent.
Yeah.
Does that
That's
include
right.
the hairpin?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, these illusions aren't particularly sentient, I guess I would say. I think we should continue to move.
So you don't believe that they're appearing with intent?
They may
At
not be
least-
intelligent, but they could be trying to draw you back either way. It could just be Emmy's passive subconscious.
What if she... Okay, so this is like out of character. She's in a demi-plane. She's not in any particular direction, technically, right?
Pretty much. It's really, really wibbly wobbly, kind of, but mostly no.
Tommy, what knowledge check would it be to figure out what is going on exactly?
Your
I'm thinking
call.
Arcana.
You
I'm
could.
thinking Arcana would be best. This is magic related, I would think.
Mhm.
23 finally rolls are in my favor.
You did it.
Yeah,
Alright, so...
Andrew's gonna try Knowledge Arcana as well.
I'm going to
Alright.
try
Did
to
it, kid.
spellcraft because my knowledges are garbage.
Okay. Anybody else want to roll anything?
Nope.
Alrighty, so I see Xandu and Lucia both putting their heads together. You think that like so much death in one place at one time with like so much like concentrated purely evil creatures showing up, you get the feeling that a haunt has formed and you guys are smack in the middle of it. What that haunt does kind of remains to be seen. It obviously is it's obviously spamming illusions at you guys. You're like, come to think of it, you're not even
They're lies.
yeah, you're all very dead. I thought about doing that actually. No, I didn't. But you get the feeling that definitely not everything is as it seems here.
Lucia, figuring out this is a haunt area, he is surprised and scared at the same time. This is something new for her. She heard of haunts but never been in one.
You ever been not surprised but terrified at the same time?
Well, picture this.
Constantly.
My character, mentally, she thinks things in rational and logical terms, so she is scared and not scared at the same time, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I understand.
Oh no! I saw this coming.
She probably did.
Yeah, it is one of those odd things that intellectual people figuring something out, they know it's going to happen, but they are not scared, but they're scared, if that makes sense.
As much as my personal belief structure would allow me to loot corpses, because I don't think that that's how that works as a druid. But
No, you
Enderling-
can loot bodies for sure. Yeah.
No. That's what I mean. But if I do it in front of Enderling, he will beat me unconscious.
Yes.
I'm scared, but I saw it coming.
Well, the good thing is I looted away from his sight, so everything is good.
Will you guys all make Constitution checks real fast?
No.
Do it anyway.
Wait, do you mean fortitude save?
I mean Constitution checks.
Yes.
Okay.
Francis passes. The familiars need to go too. Sarah passes.
God damn it!
Sarah
How do you have
passes.
digital dice?
The next two. Okay, Lucia auto passes, and the next person who hits the roll passes automatically. Because
Can I just be immune?
nope.
Why not?
Because I have
That's how it
spoken.
always is.
I have spoken. Lucia and her imp both pass. I await Xandu and Oleg.
Cool. I didn't.
Use
No,
that
the
chance-
familiar needs
yeah.
to make one?
Yeah. Oh, I see Xandu. Yeah, I await strictly.
Oh,
The
cool,
9
I
doesn't
didn't-
count. Oh, the 9 does count. Yeah. Okay, Xandu fails. Okay.
So if I passes,
A
Can I
five.
at
A
least
five.
choose to have Xandu pass?
Nope. It was the next two people who rolled.
The imp is not people.
The imp is people. Xandu fails.
not people.
I need a roll from Oleg as well.
I
I
literally
really quickly kill the imp.
his character sheet, like, not 10 seconds ago. Where did it go?
Hang on. He has his con score is 14.
Oh, it's like the same as mine.
If he's just
Wait.
a Gord Leshy.
Oh,
Because he's got familiar rules, but as I level up, I can up his strength and con score.
I see. Okay.
straight constitution for yeah. Both of them would pass for sure.
We'll just call it a +2 for now.
That's fine. All right.
Ooh.
Oleg fails. Xandu fails. Everybody starts feeling really hungry.
My
I know.
headless boy. He can't eat. He doesn't have a face.
Oh god, I forgot about that. He might just auto fail.
He has a hole.
He says,
Just jam it down the neck. You'll be fine.
and he holds the goal.
Everyone who
Oh.
failed takes that much. A single point of non-lethal damage.
You're right, kids.
All right.
Hunger damage.
Pretty
I
much.
Fucking
familiar
redirect.
takes a point of non-lethal damage.
Even
Okay, so-
the people who passed are still like everyone's getting pretty hungry.
Okay, cool. So as the imp take this damage, he is okay.
The imp
and he
doesn't. Like I said, 2 people natural 20 and they natural. When Sarah natural 20, I was gonna say whoever rolls next automatically passes. Then that next person natural 20, so it was gonna be the next 2, and it was Lucia and Lucia's imp. They both automatically pass.
Cool.
I think I know what this haunt is, out of character.
Dun dun dun.
I think I have an idea what it is. Would knowledge religion help to figure out what type of haunt this is, or planes? What would be the best knowledge skill to figure out?
Either or is probably fine.
Okay, I would say knowledge planes. Does anyone want to help me out in knowledge planes roll?
Yeah.
Nope.
Somebody doesn't have a lot of knowledge planes is what I'm hearing. Is what I'm hearing twice. Just waiting on Nate another.
Hold on, I'm coming.
I am glad I actually went with the wizard archetype. That actually gave me a planes bonus.
Okay, so between the 3 of you, you guys, you put it together that like any food you might have eaten since like after the battle has been essentially illusory. Your body is like starving. Whatever you eat here doesn't seem to like give your body the nutrients or slake your thirst, essentially. It's definitely like it's part of the haunt. You think whether all the food has suddenly become illusory or all the food has been drained of its nutritional value, both are probably like either or they're accurate, and that's what's happening.
Didn't realize I was muted. I'll be okay for a little while, being part planned.
As long as we get out of the haunt area soon, Lucia should be okay, and my imp, well, he doesn't need to eat, so he would probably mock Lucia about this.
Haha, you need to eat.
Stupid mortals.
You
So,
know, being a haunt and knowing that there's a bunch of illusions going on, can I try to disbelieve the hunger?
You could try.
Hey, Papa,
It's
you
worth
should
a shot.
channel positive energy, because that's how you defeat haunts.
would Papa know this knowledge?
Xandu, it's definitely mind affecting, I'll say that.
So that's a 23 or a 33 then.
You can, like, you can't disbelieve it forever because, like, you straight up aren't getting nutrition, but, like, you can, like, you think you might be able to push on a little longer, I'll say.
All right, fair enough. It was worth a shot, though.
Okay. So what do you guys do next?
Let's try to get out of the
I roll a
haunt.
dodge Arcana check to see if I know how to get rid of haunts.
Okay, yeah, you do. You know all the like rules for haunts. You know they can take damage from positive energy, not unlike I guess like an exorcism. Also, like setting right the wrong would do it, but you imagine like that's like way, and I hate to use a term, but it's way above your pay grade to try to like put all these souls to rest. Probably.
Undo a war.
Yeah.
Can Papa just channel positive energy?
Yeah, he can as a class skill.
Can I do that more than once per day?
Yeah, you have it. It's like
You're a war priest.
she's an oracle.
It did Oracle with like 3 plus your charisma modifier.
I think that's
Yeah.
right. I will double check.
That also heals us as well if we're in the radius of it,
Yeah.
which is nice.
True.
Could use that.
Oracles actually do not have channel positive energy.
They,
They do
They
not.
can get it, though,
It's not
can't
written
they?
on my character sheet, so I was.
She probably has to take it on like a revelation with like the heal mystery or some noise.
I was just going
Yeah.
off of.
Or like life oracles probably get it. I imagine.
It would be.
I think it's a feat, actually.
It's quiet. I think it's a feat. Oh,
Oh no, it is a life thing. I think it's also a
Yeah,
feat.
yeah, you can channel positive energy like a cleric with one of the revelations.
Yeah,
or life
yes.
oracle.
Yeah, it is a. It is.
What kind of oracle are you, Papa?
It's
I'm
a.
not a life oracle, I can tell you that.
Dang it.
Do you not know your mystery?
I have and it's.
tongues.
That's not a good sign.
I'm a little tired. Hold on. I have it bookmarked on my computer. Hold on. Ancestor.
Oh, that's a neat one.
Yeah, sorry, I'm a little
Yeah,
out of it
his
today,
life.
guys.
It is the life oracle that only get it to the best of my knowledge.
Yeah, yeah. So she
So-
can't. So she can't channel energy. Long story short.
Are there other ways to damage haunts or to keep them at bay?
I will look it up.
Will saves and running away.
That would definitely do it. Yeah.
Which I personally am in favor of, because I have a very good will
Which
save.
running away or oil saves?
Probably both.
Both a conjunction of the two.
I would rather have us flee. I mean, I could probably beat the will DC if I really wanted to, but I don't really want to push my luck.
It's to destroy him again. It's positive energy, or you have to like some of them might have loopholes. I'll say like certain things you can do to where the haunt will not affect you, but otherwise it's you guys think this is probably going to be going on forever. But at least like it doesn't like turn off, turn on, and as far as getting rid of it, it's a specific thing that you have to do.
I say we leave.
I second that idea.
I third.
All right, so we just continue to push north.
Yep, let's get the hell out of here.
Alrighty. Let's.
If I had a better idea of how to fix it, maybe I would vote that we stay, but I do not.
Okay, so you guys travel for about like 5 minutes or so before like there's a particularly large bit of wall of stone obscuring your path, and you move past it, and then you guys are at the back of Fort Ligos. The wall has been destroyed. And it's almost as if like you're back where you started.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's where we came from.
Could I figure out what just happened? We were traveling for a set amount of time, and then we back to the area where we began.
You can roll a check.
Knowledge.
I'd go
Knowledge.
planes.
Planes. That would be best.
Okay, go for it.
So 20, unless if someone else wants to help me.
The 20 is more than good enough. There's people want to roll, people can roll, I'll say. But you get the feeling that you guys are like not a condition of the haunt, but part of the haunt is like those who enter the like what's left of this like fucking super desecrated battlefield are like cursed to be there forever. I'll say some of the things also that are manifesting are kind of like specifically made for you guys, specifically made to like you saw ravens because they're important to Enterling's religion. You saw a hairpin because Xandu's ties to Emmy, stuff like that.
So what I'm figuring out is we are stuck in this area for the time being then.
Mm-hmm. And you guys like will continue to starve as you stay here.
Okay, so
Does this remind Xandu at all of a microcosm from what he heard about before?
You can make a check.
Okay.
we
Nah.
do we do have the one item from the Christmas one shot.
From Tolk.
Yeah,
Could
talk.
come and save you. Xandu,
We could.
like they're similar, but they're not like
They're not the same thing.
yeah, no.
I do not possess the relevant knowledge checks to help here. So if we're stuck back in Fort Ligos, I'm gonna start setting up the bodies for a pyre.
Okay. Understood. Anybody else got anything they want to do?
I would probably help with the pyre as well.
It's very
Okay.
altruistic of a necromancer.
Well, my character only make undead that she can actually control. She's not going to make mindless undead that she cannot control. She have a certain amount of ethics when it came to necromancy.
That
The-
it would reanimating these troops would violate your deal.
Yes. If I was playing a Urkasora necromancer, then I would do it then. But I'm playing a Asmodean necromancer, and I do take my character oaths quite seriously.
Yeah. But
So-
I will say, as you set that pyre up, Medea like still seems to be just like prime target for like, I guess like another skeletal quadruped to pull your carriage around for how like terrible she was to everyone. It'd be like her comeuppance.
Ugh.
What were you gonna say, Colin?
I only have one rank in this, but I think Xandu's going to try a knowledge local to see if there's anything specific to Fort Ligos that, to this battlefield, this area we've been in, that
Okay.
might be key to undoing this haunt, or at least getting out.
All right.
A little bit better.
Not really. You're pretty sure the haunt has been created by a lot of people dying at once in like a very concentrated area.
Not good.
Zol
So there's
continues to
nothing-
like flap around you guys. I fight.
We'll fight later. We'll get to that.
Okay.
So, I'm going to try to disbelieve Zol,
Okay. Make a little safe.
because I'm questioning whether he's real or not. Oh, baby.
He is definitely real. You natural 22. I will say that the process of creating a funeral pyre does not it doesn't end the haunt, but it's enough to satisfy some of the conditions to where like the fort is safe is the wrong word, but you get the idea. Everybody feels a little less hungry all of a sudden as the pyre goes up.
Tommy, so with my character doing her religious sermons over the dead, would that help reduce the haunt a bit to bring some sense of peace to the dead?
Yeah, all of that rolled together is like it's made like you can eat at the fort essentially, and like the food will sustain you.
Francis
Cool.
will also perform his own like rites of passage.
It's just as far away from the Asmodean as possible.
Well, she'll stand on one side of the bonfire, and I'll stand on the other.
And you guys become the good angel or the good angel and the bad angel, the angel on someone's shoulder and the devil on the person's other shoulder.
Even
Pledge your soul to Asmodeus in eternal servitude.
Or you could be a tree.
the thing about
It's pretty good.
the thing about Diabolus, they need to bury their dead as well, so they might as well treat the dead with the respect that they deserve to a certain extent.
This is true. I should also note, before we go on like crazy tangents, there are way too many dead people on this battlefield to like. This fixes the haunt, but there's just so many of them. You guys would spend a lot of time doing this.
Well,
Yeah.
I
We
mean,
die before we finished, basically.
Maybe not that.
no, that's not. I mean, Francis doesn't have to sleep, so I could just do this 24/7.
Just keep going. You become the gravedigger.
I am the Johnny Appleseed of corpses.
Tommy, I just had an interesting idea for a curse. If I did want to put a curse on myself, I could in
On yourself?
theory, if Lucia ever died, I could in theory put a bestow curse to become a sentient undead.
Man, that is not a
Yeah.
curse for you, and you know it.
Yeah, true. I know you would say no to it. Just it would be a awesome curse to make sure my character doesn't die.
I cast bestow min-maxing on myself.
I curse myself to be beautiful and have a gigantic penis.
Yes!
So we calm the area down a bit.
Mm. You certainly do, yeah.
I don't really have any psychic spells that would help too much with this.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
There's been some good ideas and some bad ideas, but now I'm just sort of out of ideas.
Do we want to commune with any outsiders to help give us guidance or any advice?
I mean, we could try. All I can do is commune with birds, and we saw how well that went.
Okay, so
In doing so,
with
though,
the bird gods.
we might trap the outsider here.
true, that would be a bad idea. We shouldn't cause any more suffering than we need to.
Like it might help us, but it also might just piss off someone on the outer planes.
We don't need to make enemies when we don't need to.
This is true.
So I guess what Zandy's going to do, with the fort sort of being at the epicenter of this, we returned to it. He's gonna see if he can figure out what's going on just by looking around, maybe with detect magic on, to see if there's any sort of magical writing or some sort of sign of sorts.
Okay.
How much time do we have? I'm just thinking what Lucia could do besides helping with the pyre.
It probably took about an hour to like
Okay.
of like concentrated doing nothing but that work to get all those bodies together.
We have all of the food we had on us. We
Yeah,
have all
yeah.
of the food the soldiers had on them. At
Well,
least in the
everyone
fort.
can eat the soldiers.
I'd really rather you not.
Well, all I have to do is drink my mutagen and I'm ready. Then what are you gonna fucking do about it?
Wait until you're asleep. Because only one of us, out of the two of us, has to sleep.
Fair enough. Fair enough. I'll just have to kill you before I go to sleep.
Oh! Yeah, got me there, Skipper. I guess I'll just keep piling bodies. I'm not gonna get tired. So once we're done piling all the bodies in the fort, I'll just pile more bodies.
Okay.
Actually, is there a nearby lake?
I'm gonna clear this fucking haunt one way or another.
What'd you
Yeah,
say, Joe? I'm
I'm-
sorry.
Is there a nearby lake?
There is not.
I thought Fort Ligos had like a fucking river nearby or something.
It's close. Here, I will grab you guys and put you on that map again.
Is it about equidistant? So like well, there's a river at the like border, the Taldor border. Did we ever cross that?
You did not.
No, we
Okay,
got
so-
to the
oh.
border and then had to start over.
I have to drag you guys across so many maps to get you here.
What if we're trapped in Kadira? Yeah, hey,
There you go.
what's up?
So you guys are, look at all the NPCs and all the villages you've burned.
We're here to burn your homes.
You guys are there. There's a river
there-
nearby, but you would have to get
Yeah,
there.
there's like a river like an hour away.
You could travel south.
It's just what
I
the
really might
hairpin
go ahead
wanted.
and do that.
Okay.
It might just take us right back to where we started again.
Well, that's whatever.
I could possibly send my imp cells to see how far he can travel before reappearing back at the fort.
It's a thought.
I mean, I imagine how this would actually go down. I mean, you'd walk 4 hours in one distance, in one direction, find you were back where you started, and you'd be there for a couple days before someone figured out how the hell to get out.
Well, it'll only be an hour. So I feel like we're within.
What's
Oh,
this?
what's going on? What are you doing?
Oh,
Wait.
me. Sorry, I was moving the map back, so I had to bounce
Oh,
through all the. Like,
This is Silent Hill all over again, seeing all our past
yeah.
areas.
Xandu's perception check doesn't give him anything, by the by.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
Do you need anything from my familiar as he goes south as far as he can before potentially reappearing back at the fort again?
Make a perception check.
Okay, cool. Nice. 23.
23 is pretty nice. Your familiar can get a good distance off. You can, like, especially because you're flying, you can get the river in sight pretty easily, but it doesn't take too long going south before you just kind of reset. Your familiar is probably gone all of about, like, perhaps 30 minutes.
Okay, so we
So we can
have.
go several hours north, but only 30 minutes south.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm going to have my familiar go west and east to see where our border limits are for the
Okay.
haunt.
All right, it's about the same.
Okay, so half an hour east, south, and west.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool.
Is there a well in the fort?
We'll see. It's pretty ramshackle. It's more like, it's not really a fort so much as like, here's a wooden palisade, we'll throw it up in a square.
Yeah, and you gotta throw Enderling a bone here. Just let him have a shower.
There's not a well, but there is I'm remembering now there's a scrying pool that's been set up in the fort.
Well, that's nowhere near the same thing. So
A scrying pool might actually help us, though. If we can figure out how to use it.
I would assume.
I mean, to
Lucy-
someone who's not casting scry, it's just a like little puddle. Well, not a puddle. It's more.
Okay.
It's more of like a little puddle that's about like knee deep to a medium creature that's about like 20 feet by 20 feet.
So you can't just, like, use magic device on it and get it to work.
No.
Okay.
It is a shame that I didn't prepare any divination spells.
I
For the
mean,
day.
I have augury, but that's about it. I don't think that'll just a yes or no answer, or a maybe, or a a both answer would help.
No.
Interesting. You know, I'm going to read what Hypnotism does real quick, because I have that and I haven't used it yet.
Okay.
You guys can keep going. I'm just going to figure out if it'd be possible to hypnotize somebody to get some answers out of this.
I think that just fascinates, like, a given number of hit dice worth of creatures, yeah.
It's not a spell, it's an ability.
Oh, I see, okay.
That's different.
I am thinking if using the spell Commune with Dead to the other dead bodies, we would not gain much more information than we know already, I would assume.
Yeah, and even then, it becomes kind of wibbly-wobbly how much of that information is, like, real.
True, a lie can easily be a truth, and a truth can easily be a lie, so
and
it's
also
hard
you
to...
might be speaking to an illusion.
Who's real and who isn't? Everyone's an illusion. We're all crazy.
Yeah.
So I can use it to help people recall forgotten memories that might help us.
Okay.
That would be about as much as I can do with it, though. If anybody's down for a hypnotism session.
Enderling will be hypnotized.
Enderling's willing to go under the hypnotism.
Yeah. Don't know what you're going to find, but I am not scared.
It's not so much something I would find. It's more what you would find. Hopefully,
Dun, dun,
you can
dun.
recall something that will help us. So, I'm gonna put it up in the chat what it does.
I see it.
I mean, there's a couple of places Tommy could go with this for Enderling.
Yeah, this could get... Of all the people you could cast this on, Enderling's pretty solid, because it's a opposed check. He has to make a will save, so you could just slap him on the head a couple times.
Okay.
Well, couldn't I just...
Yeah, you can elect to fail.
You could do that too, yeah. Alrighty, so what are we trying to... We're trying to recall memory?
It's not really an opposed will save. It's that I have to beat 20 plus your modifier.
But he can elect to fail. Actually, wait, hang on.
It's not something he rolls.
It's a DC, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so is the dice in here? It is not. Okay, go ahead and roll it.
No, it is not.
Joe, what's your will save mod?
4.
4, so it's a DC 24.
I was going to say, as an alchemist, I can't imagine it's that high.
So I got to figure out
You roll your
what I
diplomacy.
roll.
Yeah.
Oh, it's diplomacy?
Mm-hmm. DC 24 diplomacy check.
That's rough, but thankfully I can try this more than once, just only once per day.
All right, tomorrow then.
Let's do... Oh, crap, but my diplomacy's sucks right now.
I think we
because
had
of
this
my-
conversation during the one-on-one, too, that your diplomacy was really bad.
Why don't we just
Yeah.
wait? All right, you try it now, and then over the day, Enderling will brew up some Eagle Splendor. Well, yeah, I can make a potion of Eagle Splendor and
Yeah,
You can-
because
nom down on that.
that would
Just
that
try
would
it
help.
for right now, because we might as well. You can crit.
Nope.
Yeah, okay,
nope,
never
the
mind.
natural...
You fucking suck.
You do. 6 plus 3 equals you fail.
You literally couldn't make it.
Yeah, you fall just short. So close.
Yep. I literally couldn't make it.
That's
You could make it if you guys all agreed to hit Enderling over the head with a stick a bunch of times, because he has to make a will save if he takes damage or he takes a...
No, that's what I'm raging.
Well, then we
Agree
make...
to it, you'd have to
because
stop
Newton
me.
Eagle, I'm gonna kill you.
Yeah, Lucia
Alright.
will...
Enderling, drink your rage mutagen. Now you've forgotten what we're doing, and now we're all going to hit you, and we're all dead? Okay.
This is a plan Lucia is not going to partake in.
I don't know. You could very easily fail a will save after that rage fusion. Anybody else got any other ideas?
Yeah.
Because you're sure as hell not going to hypnotize Francis with my plus 14 will save.
Jesus Christ.
You're feeling very sleepy, all right? That's all he said. Okay?
So, who among the party had the lowest will save?
Joe by about a mile, probably.
Joe. The only person with a poor will save.
The only person who's not playing a full caster.
Yeah, right.
Pogue is probably
Sarah's
the
rolling with
best.
that 9 in her wisdom, though. Come on, let's see. Where you at?
Sarah's wisdom is probably not 9.
Normally, my diplomacy is much higher than that, but
she's a divine
somebody
caster.
cursed
It's
me.
probably a pretty good will
No,
save.
I know. I'm joking.
16! Good lord!
I am a wise boy.
Oh, are you one of those oracles that cast with wisdom?
No, I will cast off my charisma. So I'm
Why
also a
is your wisdom so
charismatic boy. With 20.
You're a strong brain boy.
Strong brain boy. What are your physical stats? I never looked at that character sheet. What's your strength?
It's just 18s all the way down.
Strength is an 11.
That's
so
a lot better than I thought it'd be.
What better by like 1?
Like 3.
My next lowest stat is my int with 14.
Good.
Man, I wish Francis didn't dislike and or fear Enderling so much, because Siphon Might would be great for him.
If I really wanted to, I could use Way of Enfeeblement, but I don't want to get on Enderling bad side.
No, not to nerf him, to buff him.
Oh, yeah, I probably... Let me look at my spells.
Well, you don't like Captain Chaos. Enderling is neutral good, 18 intelligence, perfectly personable.
Enderling? Yes.
Well, yeah, no, I get that, but like the problem is Francis is having a problem dissociating your separate personalities. He's never dealt with an alchemist before. It's just 1 minute you're nice, and the next minute you're beating him to death.
I'll give Kane an action point for that. Good inter-party role-playing. So what are we doing, team?
Does anybody have any yes or no questions that might help us? Because I cannot think of anything.
Oh, yeah, we can do that commune. I mean, yeah, that doesn't hurt. A good old commune.
Okay, so
Let's be prepared for us taking 30 minutes to think up 6 questions.
Let's ask if Serenway can help us or not in this situation, or
Why would
any
Serenray help us before we ask the question?
Let's see. I'm just thinking if her, or any of her servants can help us, guide us, give us necessary information, potentially.
Sarah's scimitar probably like rattles in its sheath a little bit in response to that.
Yep.
Had to make sheath rattling noise.
Do you think that's what that sounds like?
So it sounds like you're hissing and laughing.
You keep saying that. Is that what you think that sounds like?
Yeah, I would imagine rattle, rattle, rattle.
It sounds
or
like you
the
can't laugh
sleeve.
through your braces.
Shut up.
It sounded like it hit a little close to home.
Yeah, it did.
Besides that, I can't think of any questions.
Yeah, no. I'm at a blank for
Is this a hot?
questions.
Yeah, all I can think of is, can we get out of this on our own? Can Tolk get us out of this?
I imagine he can.
Well, yeah, that's what I figured.
Yeah.
I don't want to waste that favor from Tolk.
I mean, again, it's the kind. I forget what the exact gambit is called, but
The too good
the
to
rainy
use.
day, the rainy day gambit. Like I'm saving this for a rainy day.
Yeah, and then we never end up using it.
Yeah, because we're always like, but it's not rainy enough. Like, when is it not? You're
Well,
starving
the
to
other-
death.
We're waiting
Not
to be up to
starving
our
yet.
necks in floodwater before we call in that favor.
We're not starving yet, so I think that should be like our last thing. Like, if we can't figure out how to get out of here.
Well, we
After-
have 6 questions, so I feel like can we get out of this on our own is a fair question.
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
That's a good question. If another question we could ask is, would it take us a very long time to end the haunt by normal means?
You can definitely tell again, like it would take a very, very, very long time to lay all these soldiers to rest. Not only because of like sheer volume of corpses, but like how many of them are illusory and how many of them are not? Will the haunt spawn more? Will the haunt spawn things that actively try to attack you? There's a lot of variables there.
Well,
Yeah.
I'm less worried about the illusory corpses because I'm pretty sure I can disbelieve that sort of thing at will.
Hmm.
But yeah, spawning things that would attack us would be kind of nasty.
Okay, how about
Did
Another question
anybody
is-
take anything off the corpses?
Poe did.
Yeah, guys.
I did
Why
take.
didn't I put it back?
Yeah, the only
I
the only
did-
person in the party who's carrying important stuff is Pogue. He's carrying all of Malik's gear. But
Tommy,
Lucia's taken like all the scrap metal, essentially.
the items I took off, whether they actual body or whether they illusion.
You can make a will save.
Okay. 19.
Yeah, no, they're real.
Cool. So I'm perfectly okay for the time being.
Lucia doesn't stop and think if maybe she's angered the haunt by looting the bodies. She wonders if her loot is real.
Mm.
You know, the important thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. Adventuring, adventures, and loot, they go together.
Oh, they do.
Okay, so another question is the haunt. Either the haunt, will it attack us eventually?
Do
Okay.
you have someone writing these down?
I've heard, can we get out of this on our own? And
You're the
will
one who's
this-
going to be asking the questions because you're going to cast it. So
Can we
I
get out
have,
of this on our own, and will the haunt attack us eventually? Or
Will
two
the
of you?
haunt attack us? Yeah,
I
I'm
only
writing
have
it down.
augury. So
Okay, so how about does Mufasa know where we are currently?
Okay.
I'm just thinking he could probably help us to a certain extent.
Mufasa.
yeah, all augury does is tells us whether a particular action will bring good or bad results in the immediate future.
I thought
Okay.
you said something about community.
Yeah, I
You
heard
said
yes or no questions.
I did.
Yeah,
too.
that's
Okay,
what I'm saying. Yes or no questions about actions.
okay, so can Mufasa help us?
Wheel or woe. I think isn't that what augury answers?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's just
Okay.
pertaining to the immediate future.
In
Yeah.
Canada, I just got confused by. We thought you meant that you could cast commune.
I thought somebody
Oh,
said they were
no.
casting commune as well.
I
that's
thought
what-
that was I thought that was
Donald.
no, not Donald, Papa.
Can't cast that, I don't think.
You're just
Ah.
like cure spells and
What's that?
spiritual weapons, aren't you?
Yeah. I
Kinda
can't
oracle
cast
are
commune.
you?
You can. or you can't.
Yeah,
can't,
the
no.
only commune I have is with birds.
I have
Yes.
I have a commune from my imp, but I don't get to use that for another 5 more days.
All I have are buff spells and cure potions. I have like 3 cure potions and then buff extracts. So
So we have 4 questions. So
but no answers.
yeah, we're just thinking up questions for.
yeah, I am at a loss for more questions we can ask.
Well, that's good because we really should be asking questions when we have no way to answer them.
Yeah, you just have the one, and you can get a yes or no for the immediate future.
We get, like the wheel or woe.
Mm.
I mean, we can be like, I don't know, think of a specific course of action, and then be like, we could at least knock that one.
That is a
We
possibility.
put our dicks in it. Wheel of woe.
Okay, so
Well, you can
Definitely
definitely put your dicks in it. Should you put your dicks in it? Probably not.
No.
wheel for sure.
what about asking? Did the divs made its haunt?
But again, it's a matter of whether or not that will affect your immediate future.
Yeah, It's not. It's a like an outcomes question, not a.
Yeah. Will this action have a positive or negative effect? That's
Okay.
what we're actually asking.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Xandu's bad at magic.
Ha
Only when he has 13 charisma.
He's an ugly boy.
Bestow curse hurts.
Oh yeah, it sure does.
It's okay. You and Ellen can be in the ugly club together.
Lucy is there too.
Yeah,
And I imagine Francis's charisma is not that high.
It's 13.
Yeah, see, you guys are all ugly.
Am I the hottest person? on
Excuse the
You
fuck
did it.
me.
You are
My
the prettiest boy.
let
There's
me
a first.
Pretty boy.
let
Finally.
let
That's
me
what Sarah's
alone
always
with
wanted to be the
chaos.
prettiest boy.
let me correct Lucia charisma. It is 15, so she is quite attractive, or at least
Oh
relatively
yeah,
attractive.
yeah, that's right. The touch of idiocy's gone. You're fine.
Yes. It is just a mental effect from Bestow curse.
So, the only other thing I can think of is that Xandu could try and
Sleep his way to the top.
That's Pogue's thing.
yeah. I was gonna say he could try to open his mind to the illusions to see if any of them give any hints to it, and hope that somebody can pull him out or that he can pull himself out.
Okay.
We definitely can pull you out. It's just like we'll physically pull you out. Hell,
12 Monkeys style.
he's broken. Throw him at the wall.
He becomes the battering ram.
Hard reset.
Force unplug. My computer is broken. Unplug it now.
So the plan is when
Xander's gonna open his mind.
And become
And,
the
uh,
origins of the orc skull ram.
Yeah, because we're going to have to Alt F4 out of whatever program he's running.
Yeah.
Fucking just beat the fuck out of him.
No! Okay, so what are we trying to do mechanically exactly?
Beat the fuck out of him.
Yes, but before that, what is step 1?
Beat?
Step 1 is to do the opposite of choosing to disbelieve the illusions.
You
Choose
want to
them.
believe. Okay.
I want to believe.
All right, Peter Pan. Your journey begins.
yeah, I am figuring. But believe in the illusion. Step 2, unknown.
Okay, yeah, you believe the illusion for sure. You can fail that will save.
So that's the question is if that's something I want to do,
You
or if
can.
that would even help.
Man, drink the Kool-Aid or don't. The choice is yours.
Seeing as we have absolutely no other plans, Xandu is going to basically try to see the illusions and see if any of them point to anything that could help.
Okay. To do this, you would need to like leave the fort. You'd have to go wander back out on the field.
Ah, gotcha.
Is that what you'd like to do?
Just step right outside. So just like Angela could just grab you.
That's not a bad idea. Just like right outside the
safety
area
net.
that we've. Yeah.
Poke comes back. Where's
You walk right
Angela?
outside the door next to a pile of corpses that Francis has piled like 6 man deep.
He's having an illusion break. They passed that new ordinance: no illusioning within 20 feet of a public place.
I am picturing now if Lucia had her Gep friends, they would be having fun probably.
Doing what?
With the bodies.
Well, think about it. This is a battlefield with a lot of dead, and Gebites are usually undead. So I don't need to paint the picture of what type of fun they would have. But
Donald, you're gross. You're a gross person. Everything you're saying now is gross.
Yeah.
Makes me feel icky.
You know what? Originally, when you had told us this was a haunt, I thought you were gonna. There's a haunt in a module I can't remember the name of called Perverse Hunger. I thought you were gonna. The haunt was gonna make us want to eat the dead bodies.
Oh, no.
I mean, Enderling already wants to do that.
Oh.
Is it
Sorry.
Enderling or Chaos that wants to eat the dead bodies?
Both, but Chaos is aware of it. Enderling is just like, man, that body looks kind of delicious.
Controls.
Know that. feeling.
So.
Rise
was
of the Rune
that,
Lords, everybody's praying to redeem a dead blob as my orc is carving up the snake bits.
Nice.
So Xandu wanders out into the bad stuff.
Yes, but he's gonna make sure somebody's behind him before he steps out.
All right.
I'm around.
I would.
Got your back, bruh.
I would accompany you to make sure you're safe.
Okay.
With a little laugh. It's just snort.
All right.
All right. You
5.
You 5. Everybody make a perception check. Who's going with him?
I mean, I'm not going out with him. I'm just
Do
going
I
to stand
count
in the
because
door.
I'm around the outside of the?
You can. It's mostly for the people that are like following him. So I heard Lucia.
Do I also get to make a perception check?
You do.
Man, why am I still
Okay.
getting a percent?
Okay.
Fuck you.
Very average.
I am.
Very
I
average
see-
has a 27.
I see.
rolled a 10.
I see everything.
Did you crit?
24. I got so
Francis
not a
scoffs at
crit.
you. The people in the fort don't see this, but Francis and Lucia and Emeritus, or excuse me, Xandu and Lucia and Emeritus, they all see something move to the north, like just like too far away to make out the details of. It seems to be vaguely humanoid. It just kind of,
Binoculars!
you don't have any. It's just kind of like suddenly there, suddenly not.
Imps!
Hmm.
In the future, binoculars will be imps.
Imps? You just put
Could
their
I-
butts right up to your eyes. You can see for miles.
Could I figure?
Here's your brown eye.
Hey, Tommy, could I figure out what the creature is, or what we saw,
You can make a check.
or what? So knowledge planes.
Mhm.
It's a 747.
Whoops, I didn't mean to do that.
Hey,
17 planes.
I thought that was Donald's knowledge planes check, and I thought he crit with an 8. I was, what has happened?
I mean, I'll take that. I was going to cast a cure spell on myself and go investigate it.
You,
I mean, it is the 8th of March.
you see, or rather, you think it's probably just part of the haunt. Xandu sees it, and something is there, because Xandu believes all of this is real, but you just, like, it's just more of the haunt trying to probably, like, lure you farther out to try to starve you or to, like, ambush you.
Hmm.
Okay, so we should not go further away from the fort than we have to for safety reasons.
Alright, I'm still
Xandu,
going to
I
take that
think,
cure spell, though.
Got it?
even with believing that there is something out there, being in the presence of the fort and his allies is probably a better decision than just wandering out on his own.
Yeah, for sure.
So he's just gonna sort of sit there and wait it out, see what else he sees.
Okay. Xandu needs to make a Constitution check then. Everyone
boy.
else is fine. This is just Xandu.
I have a
Good
question.
boy.
What is your question, Kane?
If I summon, because I get a special summons for being a Leshy Warden. If I summon a Gord Leshy and take its head and put his head on my Gord Leshy's head, can I replace Oleg's head with that Gord Leshy's head?
You could, but it's pretty messed up, man.
Is it like a Namekian?
So
when they
is
absorb
having a
another
familiar
Namekian?
without a fucking head.
it's like if your kid subsisted on candy. Does that make taking candy from a baby to feed your kid? Xandu passes
Well,
away.
if that
Xandu's
baby's candy is like its head.
this whole thing has gone downhill. You can, but it will be strike one.
I
I'm
might be okay with that.
I am beginning. Are you sure?
I like the idea.
I'm beginning to question. Are you sure you want to do this?
It's fine.
Oh.
But I can just grow him a new body. There's rules for it. I can just grow him a new body.
Yeah.
I like the idea of him, like becoming like a Namekian and gaining the personality and like the memories of that Gord Leshy as well.
Okay. if
And that
you
Gord
want-
Leshy was a serial killer.
That's not strike one. That's like strike 0.5 then.
Yeah. That's a little better, yeah. But it
I'm
doesn't
just
work.
consolidating them.
Forming a Leshy hive mind. It's a swarm of Leshies.
Dispersing the evil.
Yeah, he gets a little bigger and a little buffer, and his hyper beam cannon doesn't take as long to charge.
Okay,
Kick freeze in the side of the head.
this is beginning to get grim real soon.
So Xandu is going to ready an action to cast a message on the first intelligent creature that's not a party member or a known ally that gets within range.
Okay, understood. I will need 2 more Constitution checks from Xandu. 2 hours pass.
Okay.
That fails.
I've got like that
That
wall
fails.
of corpses from 300 going.
Tommy, would I figure out if
3 non-lethal damage. I'm rolling really low.
uh,
You are hungry.
Okay.
Tommy, for the withered spell, dispel magic, would that have any effect on a haunt?
It could. You'd have to roll pretty high, probably.
Okay, so
You might be better off, like, make a knowledge arcana check. I'm feeding you way too much information.
yeah, I am just figuring out what I can do with the knowledge arcana, as that's the only spell I can use in this situation.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
What, dispel magic?
Yes, I'm just figuring out what I can do to help dispel the haunt.
It might be dispel magic will be a little more effective if you go to like a particular instant fortress and try to like dispel it there. To dispel the entire like whole haunt in one shot would take a very impressive feat of magic on Lucia's part.
So
Well, we do know where the border is, so what if we just dispelled it at the border so we could get out?
That is also a thought.
I was gonna say
Yeah.
Lucia and Francis could work together because I get dispel magic. It's one of my spells,
yes, that is the plan.
and I do not have a crippled casting stat.
Haha.
Unlike some of us.
Dispel magic is just a straight caster roll, so it's not like going to be at a penalty exactly. So I may have to use my action point to succeed at this.
Okay.
So is somebody going to pull Xandu back into the fort and tell him what the plan is?
I imagine he can hear people talking. Like they're not like going super conspiratorial against Xandu now that he's out of the circle. Guys, come here, it's time to plan. Ha ha!
No, I know
Also,
he can
yes.
hear them. It's just a matter of if he gets pulled in. Okay, so he gets pulled in. So he can now choose to basically re-prepare himself to fight against the will saves instead of choosing to believe them if we do go that route.
Okay.
So the agreed consensus is we go to one of the borders. I'm thinking for time travel, going to the south border would be the easiest and quickest way there.
Okay.
Yeah, if nothing else, we can walk around this horror show.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think I have a name for this episode. Something Silent Hills.
Something Silent Hill. Something complete.
Something quite operational.
Tommy, we forgot to tell the viewers we like to use adult language.
Man, we are far past that. Sorry,
Yeah,
Adam. Forgive me.
We're about
He's
We're
gonna
about
give you,
7
like,
fucks
the-
and a cunt past
point
that
the
warning.
dad look next time you see him.
He is this coming Monday. So what are we doing, guys?
Let's go to the south border, everyone.
Alrighty.
Yeah.
You
I
guys,
guess so.
you guys get like just past the border of the fort. Make a perception check.
Everyone, or just
Everybody, unless
Everybody.
somebody's staying behind. So Pogue doesn't roll.
Everybody or just somebody?
oh, this is a second 2.
That was a spellcraft. I rolled the wrong thing.
Ha! You wasted the natural 20. The item you are crafting is automatically
Shit.
competed.
Okay, cool.
I got close this time, though.
Okay, so the item for Zandu,
No,
would you
no,
say
no.
it's-
There is no. It was not an illegal roll, but it was a pointless roll. You can't just
Yeah.
throw a d20 at the table as hard as you can until a 20 comes up. Just I did it. You can't do that.
Those are all
I just
perception
pushed the wrong
checks.
button.
Those are all perception checks.
Okay, I'm
So,
going to use my intelligence skills.
all right. So, you guys all see it. It's kind of like it kind of looks like a dire rat, but it's the size of just like a common like field mouse almost, just kind of like skitter out from under somebody's armor.
Cool.
A question. This is not the rat lich, right?
It looks like him.
Okay, I want to make sure it's not him. So would that be Knowledge Arcana then?
Maybe. Sure, go for it.
Yeah.
I'll let it fly.
Yeah, I'm figuring out by this point. The rat lich and me haven't talked, so he is probably suspicious why I'm taking so long. 27.
You don't think so. You think this is probably just part of the haunt.
Okay, cool.
It
So-
like the rat skitters up to Lucia and kind of like starts crawling up her leg.
Okay, I disbelieve the rat.
With a will save.
No. Doesn't exist.
28. So
28.
disbelieve.
You
It totally exists.
this is not an illusion. This is the haunt actively striking out at you. You disbelieve with all of your heart. You look at it and it is not real as it makes its way. What kind of armor does Lucia wear again? Remind me.
It's a bodysuit I'm wearing,
Okay.
so
The like spider silk stuff or whatever.
yes.
Okay, so
Yes.
it begins making its way like up to like your shoulder, and when it gets there, it kind of like before disappearing, it puts its nose to like right behind your ear, and when it touches you, it's unnaturally cold. The cold of undeath. Make a will save.
Ooh.
Okay. Okay. Do I sense a action point will help me, or it's not important enough to use a action point?
I mean, action points will always help you.
Yeah, I'm just figuring out.
I will tell you the
I-
14 fails.
Okay, I'm going to save my action point up.
In that case, I need to look something up.
I can't be the only one who's weirded out by the phrase "spider silk bodysuit."
Oh no, it's definitely.
I kept
It is
my
a-
mouth shut. I didn't want
it
to
is
I'm
a-
mess
perfectly,
it up.
I'm perfectly comfortable with it.
It is a legal suit of armor, which is quite nice.
It exists in the books. Yeah, it's a thing.
Oh
Yeah,
no,
they-
I know it's a thing. I know what the stats are and everything. I'm just saying
The Drow do some weird stuff in the Darklands. Okay, guys.
it's a
What
weird
stuff do you
kinky
find yourself?
hentai
Huh?
suit
Is it
is what
weird?
I'm getting at.
I'm wearing a perfectly normal
Hey, what's
body.
Lucia's strength score?
11.
You take that much strength damage.
Whoa!
You're dead.
You're at 0?
She goes unless somebody
She
wants
goes
to. She doesn't die. I think I think only Khan kills you.
Yeah.
No, I'll
she
kill
just
you.
no. It 0
Yes.
strength doesn't kill you. It just paralyzes you.
And that's what happens
Yeah.
to Lucia.
She basically turns into a human puddle.
Yeah.
Okay, so I'm paralyzed. Great.
Can you?
A character with a strength score of 0 is 2 weak to move and is unconscious. Some creatures, blah. She possesses a strength score, so she is paralyzed. Like, she kind of just like, who is close? We'll say like, at Francis, just kind of like falls over into him, and like the rat kind of like looks at Francis, cocks his head, and then disappears.
Did the rat do this?
Another check?
No.
So
What kind
is
of
it-
check?
Knowledge Arcana, and whatever knowledge check you want to make.
I have ranks in the knowledge arcana, but I'm much better with the plants.
Knowledge plants. Profession botanist.
Yes, knowledge plants. A 29 knowledge plants.
It's definitely not natural, whatever happened to her.
God damn it.
So how
Alright,
long?
I guess I pick up the woman that I hate.
So how long does this last for?
It is,
Until you get your strength score back.
it's still going on.
Okay.
So I could have sworn that like when you become paralyzed with 0 strength score, it becomes permanent. Because oh no, that's only with shadows.
Yeah. She
Were they
didn't. I didn't
based
stick a
off of
bunch
that?
of shadows on her.
No.
Although
then
that's
you
not the
die
worst idea.
from a shadow.
Yeah.
This is a guy who's facing down a bunch of shadows in my game.
Man,
This
the
is-
2 rounds, we are hitting the teleport button. We are gone. I have all those figurines of wondrous power. We will ride the goats. We will take the goats away.
We'll ride
And
boats off into the
Fuck you, Sagata!
This is all because I am questioning a rat.
All because you're questioning a rat. And I think, well, we go.
Come back here, rat. I have more questions for you.
The rat is gone.
Ah, stupid rat.
Stupid rat.
So
How are you all doing better Swedish accents than Emeritus?
That was Slavic, not Swedish.
Yeah,
It still sounds
idiot.
better than me trying to do a Swedish accent.
it's closer.
Just sound like Alex from End of Planar Crossroads. He does not sound like this.
He doesn't really sound Swedish either.
Well, no, but he is Swedish.
At least
so
not
everything
like-
he says is in Swedish
Yes.
accent.
Not like in my head canon for that culture, I suppose. Anyway,
That's
now that-
like-
No,
That's
he
like
doesn't.
very
He doesn't
far
Swedish chef it up. It's not a horka borka dorka.
I'm amazed.
Skyrim, that's all like Norwegian, like north of the Scandies. In Sweden, they sound very English because of how close it is really to English.
Fair enough.
It's the European gentrification.
All right, I think this is a good
So,
enough place to knock off for here. Unless
Yes,
if you guys have
yeah.
like a final action, we might take that.
Are we at the southern border?
Sure,
How
I
about
will make that dispel magic check, I guess.
go for it.
And we'll
I
land-
will. I will give you my action point because we need to succeed at this.
Okay.
She kind of
Uh,
like twitches her eye a little, and you feel a little better at what you're doing. Ah.
21?
I'll also use my.
So how's the 21 looking?
It's looking. It's a number. I'll say that. Now it's
This is a number.
23.
now it's a 23, Lucia.
23. And then Lucia's... is
Yes,
the-
yes.
Yeah, that's good enough. You make a little like perhaps like 10 by 10 hole in a wall. Essentially, you kind of just like cut it
Go now.
out.
Okay. So you feel Lucia present to improve your chant at this.
One problem. Pogue is still at the fort.
What? No, he's
Why
not.
didn't we take Pogue with us?
Because he told me he is
He came with
inconsolable
us.
and
Don't
mourning.
even.
He
Yeah,
is
Poe-
inconsolable in mourning. I have it on the Discord.
Yeah, Poe follow us, I would assume.
Okay, fine.
No, fuck him. He's done. I'm sorry, man. You need to re-roll.
I am not going to be a prick to him. He is a valuable asset to the group, and
Not anymore!
Now he's a big old whiny bitch.
You guys escape the haunt, and we will end the session there. Thank you
Yes.
guys so
Then
much for
level up.
watching. You might level up. Thank you guys so much for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and we'll see you next time.
cool.